And we're live. What is going on, everybody? Man, it feels good to be live. For anybody that doesn't know or wasn't here for last week's stream, we tried to go live starting this stream last week like we normally do, and the internet wasn't working. And I've basically been dealing with internet issues for the last 10 days on and off. So it seems like it's all resolved. It has been incredibly frustrating. Huge thank you to GFunny and DC for giving me lots of ideas and hearing me rant about the internet issues. Today we are going to be starting the first episode of building the Voron Switchwire, the LDO kit, which I'm really excited for. I anticipate that we will stream for somewhere around the 3-hour mark because I really want to make some progress. And yeah, I'm pumped. How is everybody doing today? I saw Aliens here, Chikaro, Eggy, GFunny, Delmar's here. Before we get into anything, a couple of sort of announcements or things. I wanted to start off by saying huge thank you to Fabreeko and LDO. They sponsored this kit, and it is because of them we're able to do this stream. So huge thank you to them. They're absolutely awesome. If you're interested in picking up one of these kits, definitely check out Fabreeko's link in the description, or any other Voron related things or printer mods. They've got a ton of things from LGX, Bondtech, all the different hot ends, all of the, like, pretty much a lot of different mods, just about everything you'd want. So huge thank you to them. We also are going to be doing a giveaway later on in the stream. DC, our awesome forum moderator and huge supporter of this community and channel, is giving away a spool of, it is Jesse's PLA. So it is going to be, I believe we said US and Canada, so not global, but US and Canada, which is a bit of an expansion from last week or 2 weeks ago. And gosh, I'm trying to think if there's anything else that needs to be said before. What's going on, Daniel, Malcolm? So I've got everything laid out. Let me show you guys. So we've got the usual overhead camera angle, which will give you a bird's eye view of everything going on. I've also got the camera jib set up with the overhead. So we've got this view and I can move things around as needed. I did set up everything for, as far as parts go, to make it a little bit simpler. Everything for the part one, which is the frame, and a lot of the y-axis stuff to hopefully help expedite things. I haven't really looked through the manual, so that will be interesting. I did also, one thing I did do was prep all the linear rails. So they were pretty damn clean from LDO. This is their stainless linear rails. So all I did was wipe them down, and then Nira recommended using, let's see, there's no spot to grease these without taking them apart. So what I ended up getting was just some of this, this super lube, and then I got a syringe and basically did my best to inject them into the little openings on this. Hopefully it'll focus. So I did that. I then just kind of moved them back and forth and cleaned them all off. So we should be good to go on the linear rails. On the Voron 0.1, I did it after the build was complete, and Nero actually stopped by, I think when we were doing the unboxing 2 weeks ago, and said that it's easier to do them beforehand. So that's what I did. I went ahead and did them beforehand. So that's one less thing that we need to do. What material? The spool is going to be PLA. Out of respect, I won't enter again. That nail biting finish felt somewhat unfair. Yeah, congratulations. Alien won our first spool of filament giveaway 2 weeks ago, and then Chikaro won our first giveaway ever, which was for the engraved Voron tile that I made, and he just got that in the last couple days here, so that's super exciting. Yeah, I think we should just get into it. Oh, one other exciting thing. So we are doing a 1,000 subscriber giveaway on this channel, which I know we're not quite there yet, but in anticipation for that, one of the giveaways is from Diamondback Nozzles, and they supplied us with 3 of these, and these are 0.4 millimeter V6 standard nozzles that are their diamond tipped, which are pretty baller nozzles, and they are incredibly wear resistant. So I've got 3 of these. Depending on, there's a couple different items that will be in that giveaway. Some of them will be US only, some will be global. The nozzles will be global. I will ship these anywhere because they are not super big, or and postage shouldn't be too bad. So I think that is just about it. So yeah, let's get going. I'm hoping that none of the printed parts that I put out went missing in the last week, because like I said, I've had this set up since last week's stream, and I've had to move the cart around a bit, so we'll discover that shortly. So let's get right into it. One thing I did see, which is kind of cool, and we'll go through this slow. If anyone sees me missing anything, please call it out. Hey, Inappropriate's here. Can't wait to see this. Thank you so much for the $6.90. I know Inappropriate has been hyped on this, and so, I mean, I felt bad for everyone that we weren't able to stream last week, but I know Inappropriate has been talking about this build for at least a month or two now since I announced we were going to be doing it, so I am incredibly, incredibly excited. But yeah, if anyone sees that there's something I'm missing, please feel free to call it out in chat. I haven't, unlike the Voron 0.1 that I had previously built, this is all new to me. And knowing myself and how easily I'm distracted, there is a good possibility that I do miss something. So I'm counting on you guys to point me on the right track if for some reason there's something that I end up missing. So all the parts are printed. Like I said, I've taken out what I can, and then we've got all of the rest of the components are either in this bag or in this bag, and I'm keeping them in here. I'm keeping them in here until we need them, just to sort of keep things less cluttered. And I also did, I think I showed this, maybe I didn't, but I did print out a hardware organizer. This is the one I made for the Voron 0.1. So there's a couple pieces that didn't fit in the 20 slots, but the majority of the small components did, so that should also help with expediting things a bit. My day is going awesome, Daniel. I am super, super excited to stream. Like Alien was saying earlier that it felt like it's been a while, and normally I feel like once a week is a long enough gap to where by the time the stream starts, I am super excited to see everyone, but man, every other week just feels like an eternity. So definitely excited to be streaming, and the Switchwire, like I'm the type of person where when I get on excited on something, I just want to do it right away. And so the fact that this has been done and like sitting here waiting to be built for a couple weeks has just had me like itching to get started. So multiple things I'm excited about. Hey, DC's here. What's going on? Okay, everyone say thank you to DC because he is the one sponsoring today's spool giveaway and just an all-around awesome person. Okay, so yeah, everything's printed. It's in ABS Fusion Filament. Black, and they're green, which I think is grass green. Let me show you guys. Rigid green, I lied. This is the, let's see if it'll focus. This is the green, and I've been told it's incredibly UV reactant. I don't have any, that's not true, I do have a UV light. I haven't put it under UV, but I'm sort of waiting till it's all done to just be excited by its reflection of light, so. Okay, so let's get started here. How to get help, Discord, GitHub Docs. I also have, there's like some elements of this build that are going to be a little unique because it's the LDO version. So I'm gonna have to be jumping between a couple of different guides, which we'll see how that goes. Let me see here, if I type in LDO Voron Switchwire. I know last time I was building the Voron 0, when I got to the wiring, I was wiring it like I did on the previous build, and people told me like, oh no, there's a different wiring guide for the LDO version. So guides, so there's a supplementary print guide, which I actually printed all of the things in the regular Switchwire and then printed all these. So I'm gonna have some dupes that I have to be careful to make sure I'm using the correct parts. And then there's also a supplementary wiring guide, which this is the one I'm really going to have to pay attention to. Because again, things are done a bit differently because of some of the items in their kit. So hopefully that won't be, it's a pretty long. Yes, so when we get to electrical, I'm going to this. Guess we rest home at 30 miles an hour. Awesome. Okay, so hardware, yes, there's button head, socket head, flat head, and I labeled them as best as I could on the organizer. So like FH for flat head, BH for button head. What is WH? But WH looks like, I went based off what was in the official Voron. Let me see if I go Voron. So I went to, nope, I didn't go there. I went to the sourcing guide, and then I went to the Switchwire and I made all my labels based off whatever's here. So there must have been somewhere in here that it said, I don't know where the heck I got, oh no, yeah. What did I say, WH? WH. I don't know where I got WH from. That might have been a typo when I was using my, my label maker, but we'll figure it out. I'm confident in that. Okay, parts. Yes, blind joint basics. So basically you thread the screw in partially and then slot it into the extrusion. That is also, I think that's how all the Voron printers have their parts, but it's definitely how the 0.1 was. The head of the button head screw is slid into the channel of the other extrusion and securely fastened through a small access hole in the extrusion. Beautiful. We've got fancier drivers thanks to Pi. He sent these over when we were doing the Voron Zero, so I've got a bunch of these. And then the LDO kit also does come with just your regular Allen keys. So I've got these and we'll use them if I need maybe more distance or to torque them a little bit. All right, so starting off, let's just get into the frame. I will definitely need to move things around. Cool, so it says, separate the extrusions you're going to need for this section of the build, which when I looked at them, it looks like it's just about all the extrusions. So I see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So it says separate them all, but we need all of them. So, oh, I guess it's saying, I gotcha. So it's saying for that specific page. So let me make sure that I've actually got mine aligned the same way that they have got theirs, which is these ones. And then it looks like, okay, so it looks like it goes for the 30 by 30, then the other 30, wait, no, maybe I'm mistaken. Yes, okay. Okay, so all the 30 mil extrusions start on this side. These are the 20s. It looks like on one of the 20s there should be drilled out holes, which yes, I see right there. Okay, everything looks good. So we are going to be starting off with the biggest ones, which are hard to mistake. We'll put the linear rails over on this table. This granite slab is what we're gonna be building on, which I got for the 0.1. It is definitely not going to fit the whole extrusion, so I'm hoping that if the part I'm working on squaring is on the granite, that it will all work out okay, which we'll discover shortly here. Hey, you dudes here. What's going on, man? How you doing? Dan, did you see the new Ultimaker at my school? What, Adam Savage organization? No, what Ultimaker did you guys get in? That's awesome. Okay, so we've got the longest ones right here, which we are needing. And then it says we need the shortest ones, which are these ones right here. So these ones we'll put off to the side and not worry about for a second. And we're gonna start off with M8 by 16. So I don't know what's gonna be the best camera angle. We'll probably start with the side cam, and then we can go to the overhead when things get a little bit out of view. Oh, nice. That's awesome. I think the S3 was probably the Ultimaker, that and the 2 Plus, the older one that I use the most, and it's definitely a super reliable printer. And it does dual extrusion like a boss. Okay, M8 by 16s are going to be, oh, those are the big ones that I don't even have. Perfect, well that works out. Okay, so we are starting off with 4 of these. Man, it feels weird to be building another Voron. Not bad weird, but just like, it's been a while. It's been a long while. So for these, I'm just going to hand tighten them for now, I think. Maybe. Maybe. There we go. Yeah, we'll just kind of partially thread them in because I think these are going to be blind joints. It's crazy. I turned the heater off a long time ago and I'm wearing shorts and I'm already sweating. I was pretty pumped before the live stream started, I'm not gonna lie. Like I was standing here as the countdown was going and just, I think that might have got my blood flowing because it's been a couple of weeks, so. Yeah, maybe a little bit obsessive as far as organization goes. The first Voron that I built off stream last year, God, like a year ago, was way less organized than this, and it caused a huge amount of issues. So part of it is me learning from my previous mistakes, and part of it is for the sake of, while I'm streaming, not having to overly think about where things are, just having everything laid out really helps. But I definitely think that, it's the pressure of the build, yeah. I definitely think that, I mean, maybe there's a such thing as too organized, but I would much rather be more on that side when doing a full kit than on the other side of the spectrum, which is like, where are things? Nothing's organized or labeled. So yeah. My Monoprice Delta Pro has the same minimal external PSU as the Ultimaker S3. It's the nicest part about that printer, apart from the mosquito I have on it. Damn, the Monoprice Delta Pro, isn't that running the Lurge board? What was wrong with the Wi-Fi last week? It was not, it was the company. So really quick about the internet. It ended up being not me at all. After I replaced the modem and router, checked everything on my end, told DC and GFunny that maybe when I moved my furniture, I bumped the cable inlet. When I was leaving on Wednesday to go out, my neighbor caught me and said, hey, are you having internet problems? And so someone came out Thursday, checked out everything and said they'll send out a tech. And yeah, it ended up being that it wasn't unique to me. The whole tap for this like building at least was completely jacked up where everybody was getting like 1/4 meg of upload speed. So it wasn't unique to me, which I guess is good, but it was also pretty frustrating because they told me that it was unique to me when I called the first couple times. Okay. Upside down assembly. For ease of assembly, we often recommend to assemble components upside down. Assemble on a flat surface to ensure the base is square, build on a flat plate, build on glass or granite. We've got marble because that's all I could find last time. This design relies on blind joints to assemble the frame. We outline the basics. If you've never assembled one, we recommend watching. Blind joint access hole, use the access holes to fasten the bolts. Cool, so these parts appear to be uniform, both in length and where the holes are, so it shouldn't, actually no, there is a hole, so there's a, I'm trying to think, let me go overhead for this so you guys can really see. So these parts are the same length. There are 2 holes here, 2 holes here, 2 and 2, and then there are holes on the side. Okay, so the holes are the same on both sides, so it actually should not matter. It should not matter. And we are going to be sliding these in. So for anyone that hasn't seen the way these work, which I think most people here are somewhat familiar with like Voron and how it all works, let me go side cam for this. So basically you take the head of the screw and it slides into the extrusion like that. And you slide it down to where those holes are so that way you can tighten it from the outside. So we'll go ahead and, let me go back to overhead. And then I'm actually gonna move this out of the way so I've got some space for a second here. Okay. Okay, we are sliding on the second one. Okay, it doesn't say to tighten them yet. I don't know if I should. I'm gonna tighten them a hair, I suppose, but I'm not going to really tighten them because I think we're gonna have to loosen everything in a bit to square it anyway. So let me see if I've got. I think this is probably the right size. I ring the bell, like or subscribe if only I want to. I think Nero was talking the other day about how granite is porous to oils anyway. Oh, interesting. Yeah, we were looking, man, when we were doing the when we were doing the Voron Zero build, we spent a lot of time driving around town looking for a granite slab, and man, they are not easy to come across. So I am tightening these right now, but I'm anticipating that I will be loosening them in a bit. I'm also not crazy tightening them. I just don't want everything sliding around while we're doing the next thing. So yeah, there's basically these little through hole drill outs where you can put your driver through and tighten things into place. This is a super beefy frame, by the way. Like, coming from only having built Voron Zeros to this, the 30, what is it, a 3060 is a very beefy frame. Okay. We've already got a little bit of wobble, but we'll figure that out as we go. Okay, screw goes over here. Nero is recommending quartz. Oh, interesting. Glass, yeah, I didn't have any glass big enough, and I think we went to a glass shop in our attempt to find stuff, and it was closed, so sort of just did what we did. Yeah, 3030s are so beefy. I use a big cutting board. What's your cutting board made out of, Obsession? Okay, so we did that. Next step says, we need M5 by 10s. We don't show the insertion of T-nuts in our assembly manuals. The T-nuts we recommend can be inserted in at any point during the installation. Okay, so that means we need T-nuts for these M5 by 10s. So let's grab, these are, yeah, button. M5 by 10s, and then I didn't actually take out the T-nuts. Those are going to be in a box. Let me see. Nope, that's the cable kit. There we go, fasteners. Yeah, this is still super heavy from all these T-nuts. I also should probably keep these heat inserts out because I did not do that, so we will do those as we go. 2020 M5s, 3030 M3s. Yeah, we'll take all of these out actually. God, those are big. 3030, geez, those are huge. Okay, so we've got all of our T-nuts out as well. Yeah, I completely forgot about that. So if you see a screw that looks like it's magically going into some place, then it means that there needs to be a T-nut in that location. It just doesn't show the T-nuts in the extrusions. And the unique thing about this build also is that you don't have to preload. Like on the 0.1, because of how skinny those like 1515 extrusions are, you can't just drop them in, while with these 3030s you totally can. So it's less of a emergency if you forget to put them in. Okay, so M5 by 10, so we are using 3030s, and we need, what I don't know is if it matters which direction. I'll show you guys what I'm talking about. Oh, come on, fingers. Okay, we're gonna brute force our way in. Is it sealed? Is that, oh. Yep. Okay, so I guess they actually sealed the top of the bag. So there's like a Ziploc to re-close it, but probably for shipping purposes, they have the top of it completely sealed so it doesn't open up on you. That's why I couldn't open it. Okay, so yeah, the only thing I don't know, which is, so looking at this, for example, it's like the hole's offset, right? So I don't know if there's any situations where it's going to matter directionally, whether I drop it in that way, or if there's enough space. Given how big these extrusions are and sort of how much space we have in comparison to a small printer, I don't think it'll matter, so we're just going to drop them in and hope for the best. So we will see. So we will drop this in and just try to use our thumb maybe. Yeah, so you can just use your thumb. That's really, really nice. So if you just take it, angle it, and there's like a spring ball on the bottom of it, and just push it, it goes in really nicely. I did that one the wrong way because of course I did. I want them to match up at least, just so that way like everything is uniform, and I did not do that. Let me grab something small to get it out. There we go. Okay. So we will sort of center it, but we're going to have to make sure everything's aligned and measured up correctly in a moment, so I'm not too worried about it. And I'm just thinking that it might be better to move it a little bit over this side for you guys. 1 second. Since the side camera is on the right side, let's move everything over here. So much for organized. Nope. Yeah, I think that'll be better. Better camera view than where we were currently at. This is a kit. Yep, this is a kit. The first Voron I built was self-sourced, and I made mistakes, which were totally just novice mistakes and things. I'm not saying that self-sourcing means you'll make mistakes, but I made mistakes, and it was also really expensive. Things have just gone up everywhere in the world, and so having a kit with everything ready to rock and roll and some pretty sweet upgrades is just really convenient. Okay, so we will start off by, I need to have all of these out. Start off by putting these in. We're also just going to kind of loosely tighten these. The cool thing about these as well is that because they have that spring inside of them, they'll stay where you set them. Like, they're not going to be sliding around once you have them in place, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we've got that, and now it's saying we need to grab the one, this is a 2020 extrusion, and it needs to have the holes in it. So this one right here. One of the 2020s doesn't have any holes in it, I don't believe. Yeah, and one does, so that way we can use them as for the blind joints, like that. And again, I am going to tighten them right now, but it's all going to get moved, so there's no need to like really tighten it down real hard. We'll at least turn it a couple of times. There we go. God, what a beefy base. It's awesome. Wrong side of the frame. Wait, what? Wait, what do you mean I'm upside down? Oh, they flipped it on me, didn't they? Yep. So, good call. This is exactly why I need callouts. So, on this page, the extrusions are on the bottom. By the time you get to this page, they've actually flipped it. So, yeah, this needs to come out, and we need to flip the whole thing over. Thank you for calling that out. Okay, we'll take these screws out too. Look at that, it's like page 1 and we've already caught something. Can I get this out with my fingers? I can. I can at least get them like that with my fingers, then I will use this to sort of feed these out. I don't want to jack up the... I don't want to scratch the anodized aluminum. There we go. Yeah, good catch. Okay, so flipping them around. Make sure there's nothing. Okay. Now we will try that again. So these get dropped back in. Okay, screws are right here. These quickly go back in. Again, huge difference between this and the Voron Zero is that if you make an issue on this, like, it's not so difficult of a fix, but with the 0.1, if you put something on incorrectly, you're disassembling a huge part of the frame in most instances to resolve that issue. Yeah, thank you to whoever first called that out. Cool. I wonder how long it would have taken for us to realize that. Okay, so we'll do the same thing. We will tighten it. Although again, it's not square. We will be working on squaring the frame when we get to that in a bit here and making sure the measurements are all correct. But right now we're just kind of putting things in place. That's funny. Yeah, it flips. Does it say upside down? Well, I guess there it mentions upside down. And there's one thing I learned, like, there's nothing in these builds that are useless information. So like if you see the mention of upside down, you should know that like it's calling out something that's about to come. Aliens got instruction. I may or may not have made that same mistake when I built my... Awesome. Okay, cool. That looks good. Verify dimensions. Make sure the frame is square. Okay, so we actually are doing some framing right now, or some squaring. So let us... I actually would have liked to have squared this frame. I would have liked to have squared it before, so that way it's flat against the granite, but I think it'll be okay. Let's go ahead. So we'll start off by, we'll loosen this. Okay, so we've got those all loosened. I've got two different squares here. I think we'll go with the smaller one. Oh, I guess one thing to note. Okay, so there's a few things we need to check here, right? So let me go to this page so you guys can kind of see what I'm looking at. So we need distances here to be 90 millimeters, and then we need insides to be 90, 90, 40, 40, 90, 90, 90. So I'm going to be grabbing, I've got my metric ruler. Okay, so that's right at 90. I'm actually going to tighten this a hair more. My arm just covering everything. And now you guys can kind of see what's happening. Okay, so that is 90. Still leaving it a little bit loose so that way after I can make sure it's perfect. This is far from 90, so this needs to slide up to right about there. Tighten this a bit. Okay. Let's make sure these are 90. This one's still got some play in it. I think it's going to be easiest for me to line it up like so. Do my best to hold the extrusion in place with one hand and then tighten with the other. Okay, let's check out this one. This one's like spot on 90. Confirm it. Okay, it's spot on 90. Yeah, it's perfect 90. Yeah, maybe we can go with some more. Don't go for the under 6 or under 7 if you want a core XY. Yeah, my under 7's just sitting over here staring at me. Although we are going to be doing some sort of a put on some more pumped up music. Need some water too. I'm sweating bullets. Okay. So I'm going to loosen this ever so slightly again. And then sort of square them, make sure that everything's square, crisscross from each other. That looks pretty damn good. I think that just by building it on top of something like granite makes it where it's much more square without really much adjusting. Yeah, it all looks pretty good. Okay, last thing I'm going to check on these outside beams is just that they're still at the correct distance. This is a little better on the, wait, I just put on the same playlist. We'll do our 8-bit stuff. I wonder if you could sling the bed in the next room. Okay. We're at like 89.5 and it wants us to be at 90, but yeah, I think we're good. I'm pretty happy with that. Let me check one more time on this one. Same. Okay, so we're okay with that. The next thing we need to do is make sure that this is 140 millimeters. Let's go big so you guys can see this. Oop. Shouldn't this, let me loosen this a little bit so it slides a bit easier. Okay, so we want 140 from the inside of this to the edge of this. So we will go, who's that? Pi, $10, glad you're back online. Thanks, Pi. Yeah, I was really bummed last week. It was just a frustrating 10 days. I was so excited for this build and seeing everyone in chat and then not being able to. So I'm incredibly thankful. Things seem to be resolved, knock on wood, and you know, that we're streaming again. So I hope you had a great week. I hope everybody had a great week. Okay, so we're doing 140 by 140 is what we want. So I'm just going to use the ruler to basically push the extrusion. Tell me I'm not scratching it. No. Okay. And then this side needs to come back a little bit. So I think if I hold, let me see. If I hold this down, okay, we are going to, yep, that feels good. Tighten that one. This one should be pretty close to good as well. Yeah, it is. Just a little push. If you do not have a metric ruler, get one. It was one of the things that I never realized that I needed. And now that I have it, I'm like, I use it all the time. Like, yes, I have, you know, my digital calipers, which I use for really precise measurements, but oh man, like, for things like this, it's just so nice to be able to, you know, quickly verify things. So, okay, so we should be pretty damn spot on 140, 140, 140, it's like 140 and a half on that side. And yeah, like 140 and a half. I'm pretty freaking happy with that. Okay, so we also want to verify that it is at a 90, which might be a little bit tough to do with it sticking out like that. I guess what I could do, this is beefier, so we could just do that. It is not perfectly square. I could see a tiny gap on that side. Okay, it looks like it needs to tilt. Wait, no, I'm tripping. It's no. Part of it is because, so like, this extrusion is obviously lower than this extrusion. So I'm using the thicker part, excuse me, the thicker part of this to sort of raise it up, and that's what's causing the light to shine through. But when I look at it, it's pretty damn square. I think we're rolling with it, at least for now. Also, just checking the measurements one more time, but the 140 lines up with basically this little spot. 140 lines up with that spot, and it's the same for the other side. So yeah, we're going with it. Metric is better than Imperial, who agrees? So I don't mind, like, I don't mind anyone doing an Ender 3 to Switchwire conversion. It looks awesome, but I think you're pretty much rebuying most everything. So unless it's a project that you're just doing for fun, which I can completely understand, I don't think you save a whole lot from using the Ender 3 since you're pretty much replacing most all of the parts. Yeah, so I don't mind like Imperial for like the things that I was taught my whole life. I mean, like shoes or like larger measurements. It's easier for me in my head still to picture, like I'll see myself converting, well, not as much anymore because 3D printers, like the kind of 300 by 300 CR10 style bed, knowing that that's basically a foot lets me pretty easily visualize the sizes in millimeters, but for larger things, it's still easier for me to picture an Imperial. But anything that's smaller or calculations or drawings, then yeah, I definitely think that I prefer metric system because of 3D printing. Prior to that, there's no way I would have said that. I'd be like, metric, what? Missing the stream today, dropping in for engagement and like say, hey, no worries, Chris. Get you a combination square, great for offset and mirrored gaps. A combination square. I will write that down. Combination square. Oh, sweet. Yep, I have this on my list. Cool. Thank you, Chris, and thank you for stopping by. I hope you have a great day. Okay, so going back to this. Verify dimensions, which we did. We're 90, 90, 90, 90, 140, 140, 90 degrees. Checks out fine. Holes are on the correct side. We also aren't building it upside down. Thank you. Thank you very much. We do our best to call out things that may bite you later in the assembly process, but may skip things that seem obvious to us. If in doubt, please refer to the CAD model, which I don't even have pulled up. Okay. Okay, cool. So next we are going to be grabbing the other two matching, right? These guys, yeah. The two matching 30 millimeters, and we're going to be using the same beefy screws, which are M8 by 16s. Just do this over here. I have chat like a little too far away from my liking. There we go. Dan, where's the orange thread locker? Oh man, that's a kind of good point. So I'm not actually using thread locker, it's definitely not a bad idea, I suppose, to use thread locker. Like I know on the Voron Zero, on the frame, especially on the linear rails, I did. The issue with thread locker, so this kit comes with thread locker on all the set screws, right? So for all the motors and all the small parts, it's already baked in. I went crazy with thread locker on the Voron 0.1, and it was a huge source of all my problems because thread locker and ABS do not mix. It destroys the ABS and makes it super brittle, or just weakens it in general. But for this stuff, yeah, you totally could use thread locker, but I don't feel like it's that huge of a deal. One, these are beefier extrusions, so as long as they're torqued down correctly, and these aren't really motion parts, although I guess this part I'm building right now is going to hold the Z. But yeah, I mean, we'll see if I regret it. I definitely didn't see mention in the bomb, just tighten the screws until they stretch out and get stuck. Life. I think it's you, Inappropriate, that said that you don't know what gentle tightening is, right? Yeah, so I'm doing without thread locker except for the parts that LDO has thread locker on, which are all of these small set screws, because I think that's right, like the biggest issue is if you don't have thread locker on, like, say, the motor pulleys, then that's something that because of how thin they are, they can easily pop out or move over time, and that'll run into problems, especially because they're under load from the belt and they're constantly in motion, while these parts, I just don't see it. They're the frame, right? So like they're just not gonna be moving as much. That's kind of part of the reason. Did you use the blue Loctite? It is like using a nylon lock nut, but in liquid form. So on the Voron Zero, I used purple Loctite, I think, which is not as strong. For this one, all of the thread locker on the screws that come with it are blue. Tighten it till it's right, Lucy, left. It's terrible. Okay, so it says build on a flat surface. So we will take these, move this for a second. I don't even know where the hell to put this. You go on the ground for a second. I'm sorry. Okay. And then these must have, yes, they do have access holes. Build this section on glass or granite. Cool. Dude, it's such a chunky printer for like, just having like, you know, all the Ender 3s, CR10s, even like the Prusa, like the frame on this is just so big. Okay, so we will do our best to square this as we tighten it. Let me see. Nope, there it is. Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, that side looks beautiful. And we'll get this one started. Why do you do this? Oh, I think it's So weird, it doesn't want to. Okay, there we go. It's being stubborn compared to the other one. All right, looking good. Looking good. Give a few more. Red is Permalock, purple is just below that, and blue is... Oh, interesting. I swore, I don't think I have it anymore, CNC, because it was leaking. Oh no, I lied. I am a liar. This is what I used. God, it looks, so it was definitely purple. You can see, so it was leaking multiple times. I'm surprised still a little bit in there, but yeah, this is what I was using, which I thought was supposed to be removable, but I can't even read, I can't even read the information about it anymore. But yeah, that's what I was using on the last one. Okay, so tilt frame, the access holes for the blind joints are at the bottom. Lay the frame on its side to access them. This also helps in mounting the uprights flush to the base. Tilt the frame 90. So it's saying it wants the frame on its side, like, so it looks like it's saying it wants the frame like this. I don't see how it can matter which side we put it on right now. Is there a hole that goes all the way through? There is. Oh, yeah, of course, it has to go in the only section where there's holes. So yeah, there's one set, so we'll just go ahead. There is a through hole, so we only have one place we can mount it to, which is good. And what we're going to do is actually, I'm going to tighten one side using the square so I can make sure it's looking good, and then we'll flip it and tighten the other side. And then we'll check one time to verify that everything's still looking good. God, look at this frame. Like, I don't know, I don't think we have any bananas, so I don't have anything to scale it for you guys, but like, the frame is, I've had a lot of printers come through. I mean, like, let me, no, there's nothing good I can just grab. And, you'll have to take my word for it. It's just, it is insane seeing the scale of just the frame on this. Let's see. My head is, nope, my head will be a little bit in the way. All right. Okay, let's flip it. Use this, oh, soda can. Okay, yeah. So, let me, like, I mean, I don't know, like, I mean, granted, like, the camera's up there, so it's gonna look bigger, this part of the frame, but like, it's huge. Like, I'll see if I can get a better view from the side in a second here, but like, it's just a freaking monster, this frame. I don't know why I expected anything less, or why I'm even surprised, like, just given that, like, Vorons are built to be, I'm gonna say over-engineered, which I'm completely fine with, because I'd rather that than the latter, but yeah, it's crazy. Okay, so tightening this one. Nope. Oh, it was tightening, okay. So let's loosen this a bit. I still think we're gonna have to adjust it because there's a little bit of play when you're tightening it, so I'm not convinced that the distance is equal on both of them to the back of the frame, so we might have to adjust that in a moment, but let me confirm that this side's still good. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Tighten this up. Okay. I guess we'll tighten this too one last turn. Okay. All right. Jeez. Whew. Yeah, I don't even have, look. All right, let's see. If I go side shot, we go sody pop can. It doesn't look nearly as big for some reason, but I'm telling you, it's crazy. Okay, so tilt the frame, we did that. Lay the frame on its side, yada yada. Okay, so this is where I need to verify. So I know that the 90 degree is correct. What I don't know is that front to back, it's 165. So that I will probably have to, we'll probably have to loosen and adjust. I just don't see how I could have gotten that lucky. This is one time it is good to be square. I almost missed your joke, DC. Okay, so yeah, we are a hair shy on this side, and we are definitely shy. I said 165, right? Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we will flip it over again, and I'm going to undo the hard work we just did. Okay, so loosening this. We're gonna loosen both of them, actually. There's just no point in leaving it tight. We're gonna have to adjust them both. Okay, so from the back of this beam to this corner, it's saying it wants it to be 165 millimeters. We're definitely shy of that by about 1 and some change. So we will push. Nope, that was overkill. So we'll start off by pushing that, which looks, do my eyes deceive me? That looks, wait, I said 165? Oh yeah, we're way off. What am I doing? Okay. I was lining it up for 160. Okay, 165, that looks great. I'm actually going to grab the square on top of it. It still looks good. Let me move this out of the way, actually. No, it's not perfect. There we go. Okay, so we will tighten this, and then we will verify. Yeah, it was way off, actually. Okay, so now it's like, yeah, that side's perfect, 165. All right, let's flip it over and do it again. What am I doing? What am I doing? No, let's go like this. Okay. Jeez. All right, so 165, we need to line it up on this side. My head is probably gonna be, yeah, my head is absolutely gonna be blocking your guys' view for a sec. This is such an awkward angle. 165. Okay. I'm actually gonna tighten it a hair. This side was definitely looser than the other side was. All right. I think I screwed up the measurement again. Yeah, I did. Okay, that looks good. Okay. I'm only sweating a little bit. Okay, yeah, that looks good. And then let's just confirm. 16, no, it moved. It's not 165 anymore. We'll get this. All Extra large. Yeah, I could use an extra large soda right now. All right. Man, so it keeps shifting on me. Maybe it's me that's shifting the ruler slightly. Okay, that looks good to me. Oh, it's totally shifting. I feel it. When I am tightening it, when I'm tightening it to the right, it's going to the right. So I might need to go a hair further. The other one was way easier than this one, like the first extrusion. Okay, that looks good. Okay, tightening it, and then I'm going to put it upright and then check it in the light because it's tough to see from that angle. I think we're good though. Let's see. Okay, so 165, it's like 164 and a half. And this one is, now this one is, I want it 1 millimeter further. We're gonna do it one more time. All right, there we go. This is easier for me to see. I wonder if this is a better way of doing it. Like, I think that I might be a little bit anal about this, like a little bit more than I might maybe have to be. But it's just like, it's one of those things where you only have to do it once, so might as well do it correct. Okay. As long as we are square, which we are. All right, let's try one more time. The one that was like half a mil off, I'm totally cool with leaving that one, but this one was like 2 mil off, which is not what I want. All right, one more time. Okay, still right on the money with that one. And yeah, beautiful. Okay, I'm happy we did that. That was pretty painless. How do I not have any gray hair? I do. I think it's harder to see. I've got like gray in my beard more than in my hair. Like I've got like one stubborn gray that like it sticks out in its own direction. But I'm pretty sure I do have gray hair. I think it's just that like because of the shade, you can't really see it as well. With how like pumped up I am about things, like I don't see how it's possible that I don't have some grays in there. Use your finger. Yeah, I got it. I think definitely once you have it square and the measurement correct, like you really need to use one hand to clamp it down because it just slides so easily. Okay, so correct the angle if required. Failure to do so may result in a sticky Z. We don't want that. So we are good to go on that. Oh, sick. We're already doing, sweet. Sweet. All right, so we're going to be installing Z-rails. Okay, so we've got similar to the V0, we've got these, which are just to help with centering the rail on the extrusion. So for this one, because there is 3030s and 2020s, you need to print out both variants. But right now we're using the 3030 ones, which are the larger ones. Let's get the square out of the way. We also need these, right? Yeah, these are the stoppers. So 2 stoppers. What else do we need? M5 by 10s, those are what we have out. Yep, we've already got those out. The carriages are designed to slide along the rail easily, dropping the carriage. Sweet, and so since there's not any visual of anything going into there, that means that we are going to be, I wonder if it's easier if I show you guys like this, like, so arm shot, hairy arm shot. I guess I can, here, I can do this. I mean, it was kind of part of the reason I built it. You guys get to see the messy living room, and all the cameras and stuff, but we'll do that, right? So we're going to be sliding in the T-nuts, one into here and one into here as a starting point. And we're using the 3030 M5s. 117 euros for a Switchwire kit on Ali. It's gotta be a scam. Yeah, so it's interesting, right? Like, excuse me, inappropriate. When the frame, like when I got it in black, I was expecting like, yeah, you know, I've had a lot of black frames on, you know, just about all of the Creality printers or Creality clones. It's a different black frame. Like this black frame looks really good compared to, I don't know, there's like some sort of like almost metallic element to it that's not normally in the other ones, but it looks really good. I was incredibly impressed. Okay, so on this one, I am going to be inserting, again, because the hole is offset and it looks like we want this to be as close to the top frame, I'm going to insert them with the hole towards the top frame. So we'll go ahead and put this in. Just try to line it up. Yep, there's like that. You guys can see it a little bit better, I think, like that maybe. Then we'll do the same on the other side. Cool, cool. And then we will take, these printed parts have a indent, so it's basically going to drop into the extrusion. So, oh wow, it like sticks really well on its own. Okay. Move this down a little bit. Nope, that is way too big of a driver. Okay, so we've got this just butted up to the top. Try to align them as much as I can. Looks good. And then we've got one more going into the other side. This is a T-slot, I believe. I still am, I don't know. To me, it's got a bit of a shimmer to it, but maybe, like, I wouldn't say it's metallic. I would say it's like a satin more than a matte, probably. Like, there's some reflection, for sure. You can see the light bouncing off of it, so I wouldn't say it's fully flat. I think it's more of a matte. I'd say it's more of like a satin tone. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm not a color expert, so I could be partially incorrect in stating that. I just think it looks really, really like a quality, the anodization that LDO does on their frames, I've been nothing but impressed with. All right, so we've got 2 little stoppers in. Eggy's bouncing? All right, Eggy. Thanks for stopping by, man. Have a great night. Okay, so it says that there is no stopper on the left rail. Oh, okay, so on the right rail, we're going to be inserting one of these on the bottom as well, while the left we're not. So it's basically just stating to keep at least one. I'm gonna keep all of them on, I think. keep the stopper on there for now, because otherwise this will slide off and then you risk damaging it or losing some of the bearings. Okay, so we are going to use M3. Wait, so are these just going into T-nuts then? We're gonna need M3 3030s. Interesting. Let me like 1 second here. The carriages are designed to slide along the rail easily. This unfortunately also includes sliding off rails. Dropping the carriage is likely irreparably damages it. The left rail does not have stopper. The rail does not have these pins. Mark the location. Huh, okay, so I'm wondering if it makes sense to install them beforehand, but yeah, it basically seems to me like we're going to be using these, the M3 variant of them. We've been using the M5 for the linear rails, and so we'll need 6 of them in each of the extrusions. Okay, Dane says, yeah, just T-nuts. Cool, okay. I mean, it's similar, I suppose, to what the Voron Zero had, but the Voron Zero, there was like a bracket to hold all of the nuts in place. Well, I guess it's just not necessary with this. And then let me make sure, yeah, there's plenty of space between them. Cool, okay. So again, each of these will need 6, and we will just start placing them. I'm gonna go whole upright, but it doesn't appear like, no, I lied. So I'm gonna do whole upright for all of them, but hold down for the bottom one, just so that way that way it lines with the hole. So I'll try to show you that in a second. So hole is upright. Let me make sure I'm also grabbing the correct ones. M3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. For right now, alignment doesn't matter since we can easily move them. Just want to get them all positioned correctly. Maybe? No? Stubborn. Oh, come on, guy. Don't want to scratch it. Okay, we're leaving that one like that. He wants to play hardball. We'll let him do his thing. We'll figure it out. Okay, and then for the last one, again, hole is going downwards on that one, just so that way, if I go the opposite direction, like this, it will stick out a little bit, and we need to put a stopper there. So to make that not an issue, we'll have the hole the other direction for the bottom one. Okay, so that side's good, and then we will rinse and repeat for the other side. Same thing. Definitely separate, like make sure that you definitely separate the M3 ones versus the M5 ones, because they look the same with the exception of just the threading on that hole. All right. Yeah, these are really nice to work with. Nope. It's so funny, like halfway down there. There we go. All right, then same thing on this one. Last one, I'm gonna have the thread facing downward just to make sure that it doesn't stick out of the linear rail. Cool. Okay, so next we're going to be using M3 by 8s. So let's get those out. And these are going to be socket head. M3 by 8, M3 by 8, socket head. Cool. And then we're just going to butt them up against the printed part. Oh, I totally missed. Sorry, chat. I'm let's see, my Sidewinder XT has really nice extrusions on it. It's like a brushed black finish. I know that doesn't sound fancy, but you can tell in person that they're nicer than the most Chinese printers. I wonder if it's what was on the X1 or if they went on something different. I don't have the X1 anymore, I gave it away, but I've mentioned it before, I liked the Sidewinder printer. It did a lot of printing for me. I threw a 0.6 on it and printed out a ton of parts for the K40 laser when I had it in like just big mounting parts. Man, the move is getting closer. So our lease is up in end of August, but I am okay with moving anytime between July and August. Just dependent on when we find a place and when we can sell / pack things. So we're like 4 months out, I think. So it's gonna be here, it's gonna be really quick, which I'm really excited about. I'm really excited to be somewhere new, have more space. It's gonna be freaking awesome. Okay, so I'm just gonna line these up one at a time. We're going to be inserting, it looks like, a screw into every other hole, so you don't even have to remove these pegs right now. I would just leave them in, just to prevent an accident from happening. So we're just gonna loosely thread them all in right now. So first one's in. I don't know if my head's gonna probably block your guys' view on this. Let me see, maybe if I go like that, I can look at it. Nope, you guys are totally gonna be seeing my head. Oh, that's, okay, so here's a better idea. Just put the top one in, right? And like have it tight enough to where it's not gonna be sliding around, but loose enough to where you can still kind of pivot, and then use that to line up the rest of them before you, because that way it'll speed up everything. So like that one's lined up. That one is practically lined up, nope. Okay, that one is lined up as well. Wow, for just like kind of slotting these in, I'm really impressed with our alignment. A lot of them are pretty close. Okay, so top one's in. Let's get the bottom one in. Nope. You know what, I mean, I can't say I forgot because I haven't finished this yet and been like, oh yeah, we need to have the alignment tools on, or the alignment jig. So let me turn this a little bit so that way, hopefully it focuses. These should be on here as well. So I'm just gonna place one right here because we wanna make sure that the linear rail is centered left and right on the extrusion. Like so. Cool, and now I can push this upright, tighten this one in so it stops sliding. Okay, now we can place the rest of them in. I'm gonna go for a bit, do something. Yeah, no worries, Sam. We should be here for quite a while longer. Like I said, I definitely wanna make some serious progress, because when I was initially talking about, wait, what? I thought I aligned these. I guess I thought wrong on this one. Can I just shove? There we go. When I was initially talking about this stream, I was saying like, yeah, I'll stream Wednesdays and Fridays, so like the V0, but I don't know, I think I just was overly excited when I said that because I work. I work Fridays until 2 o'clock. So that's not possible unless we do late streams, which we totally could, but there's a huge demographic of viewers in the stream that are outside of the States, and so I would like for everybody that wants to, I need to line that one up too, to be able to come and see the stream. So I think we'll just keep it to Wednesdays and just do our best to make some serious progress on these Wednesdays when we're streaming this. Head's gonna be blocking you guys again. Okay, for this one, we need a super small, let's see, I think this might do the trick. I guess you can do your best to align, but nuts are gonna do what they're gonna do. Okay. All right, so we will finish tightening these. And now, because we have those stoppers on, should be able to take this off. Oh, this one's like a little bit bent up, but nice. All right, one down, one to go. T-Mobile is like the only internet provider in my area that supports net neutrality. Huh. I saw a mention, I don't know if it was like a Super Bowl commercial or when I saw it, but I did see that T-Mobile was announcing that they were going to be having internet, like, it's an ugly angle, that they were gonna be offering internet, like, as a home thing. So I'm assuming that it's just through their, like, regular towers, right? So basically, if you have good phone mobile service in your area, you'd have good internet, and if you don't, you wouldn't, because like we have terrible, like we have T-Mobile as well. I've had them since I was in 6th grade, so God, a lifetime ago. And we get terrible signal here. Like it's like 1 bar. If we're not on Wi-Fi calling, then I can't even call. It's just our little neighborhood or this little building, and then once you get down the road, it's great. But I hadn't looked into it at all, but I thought it was interesting. I'm actually surprised that mobile carriers haven't. Well, I guess Verizon and then Verizon, yeah, so they have. Okay, 1 reel down, 1 to go. We're gonna do the same thing with this one. We will position, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, first one is loosely in. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm just gonna pivot and do my best to align them. Nope. Yeah, you guys aren't gonna be able to see this for a sec here. It is definitely easier to do. All right, that looks good. That looks good. We did a much better job of aligning the first set than this set. Wait a minute. Where am I screwing up here? Every other. There, 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 there. Wait, what the? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I totally did. Where am I? Okay, well, I guess that's okay. So it's every other except one. So we'll just align, we'll match them on both sides, but that's, I didn't even notice on this side. So we'll do 1 on the edge, then skip, skip, 1. So 1 on the edge. Skip, skip, 1. Okay. And then we will center everything like so. There we go. Oh, what am I doing? All right. So these are all in place. Let's tighten up at least the bottom one. All right, Z-axis linear rails are on. We can remove those pieces. We can spin this around, and then we need to put one more stopper down here. Wow, we just came from a stressful NFT minting. I know what NFTs are, and I understand the minting process, but I don't know what the stressful minting process means. John Ledger was the old CEO, I think, right? I've been to the home of the former. Oh yeah, yep. T-Mobile is doing the same in the U.S. as they're doing here in their home country. What's their home country? That don't provide. Oh man. Yeah, I mean, T-Mobile's been, like, I have had them, like I said, forever, and growing up, like, everyone was Sprint, and Verizon would always kind of, like, hate on me for having it. They're like, oh, T-Mobile sucks. I'm like, it's okay. And it's gotten so much better. Yeah, we're fans. Like, I mean, again, they've been the only provider I've had, and I got my first phone in 6th grade, a little Motorola flip phone. Uh-oh, we might have a package. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought I heard a mail truck. Boise, Western Idaho has Sparklight internet. They just upgraded from 100 megabits to 200 megabits. What a difference. Is that the best internet pie that's out there? I mean, the upload speed is more important for me than download, just because of streaming and video stuff. Oh wow, Germany. Okay, I didn't know that at all. It wasn't a Motorola Razr. I did have a Motorola Razr though. It basically ran the same OS as the Motorola Razr, so as far as like interfacing with it, it had the same firmware, whatever on it, but it was definitely bulkier. It had a blue cover on it, and yeah, I did end up. What was the mail? Might have mail in a second. Brain farting now. I did get a Razr, and I liked it a lot. I really liked it, actually. I could never return back, though, to like the QWERTY keyboard for texting. Although I got really good at guessing what it was going to guess with different typing, but God, like, it's just so inefficient. Okay, so last thing we need to do on this page is we installed these two, we installed the rails, we need to install one more of these stoppers, which is a M5 by 10, which we've got right here. Printed part is right here. Here comes the mail. Is he gonna ring the doorbell? He always rings the doorbell and the dogs freak out. Okay, And then we need one of the M5 T-nuts. The mailman does not like our dogs, or just dogs in general. Which maybe if I was a mailman, I wouldn't either. I don't know. I'm sure he's had his share of run-ins with animals. Man, let me see. Can I tap focus on this area? Oh, that worked, I think. No. Nope, this is not. I keep forgetting to switch. Wait, nope, this is wrong. This is wrong. Don't follow me. It goes on the right side. It says that the left rail does not have a stopper in place. Yeah, okay. Come on, there we go. Okay, so it goes on opposite side, so this side. All right, stopper in place. We're gonna leave again all of the rubber things on to prevent it from falling out, but if you do remove them, make sure you at least leave this bottom one on right here, otherwise you risk this sliding off and being damaged. Oh, damn, okay. Yeah, just ran a test, download is 230 and upload is 21. Are you hardwired, Pi, or are you on Wi-Fi? Regardless, 21 is double of what we get here, so that's really good. Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you, Dane. Yeah, I as I was doing it, was like, that doesn't seem right. Okay. This is, okay. All right, so we're done with this page. Oh, sick. We're already on the y-axis. Nice, okay. Well, let's grab the bed carriage, which I'm pretty sure is still in a fancy box somewhere. I stacked everything like Jenga, so just trying to not have it fall like Jenga does. Heated bed, okay, so there's the PCB, and then where in the hell is the actual bed? All right, I'm sitting crisscross applesauce for a sec. Pretty sure it was in its own box. Okay, so there's the heated bed. Oh, there it is. I had a scary thought that I threw it out, and I was like, there's no way. I was pretty sure I triple checked everything, but I've got it, I've got it. I did that once, I think I mentioned it, but a 3D printer came in this massive box and I cleared everything out, but there was a powder-coated PEI bed and the flash drive taped to the underside of the foam. And so I did throw it out and ended up finding it out by the trash. They hadn't taken it out. So, all right, so we'll go overhead for a second here. So this is the same bed as what comes on the Prusa, but there are some extra holes on it that we are needed to mount it to the linear rail. Throw this box on the ground. Goodbye. So if you source this yourself, like this is a cool element of LDO's kit. If you source it yourself, then you actually have to drill holes into the Prusa carriage. If you source an unmodified carriage, you'll need to modify the hole pattern, temporarily mount the drill jig to the carriage, drill the 6 holes marked on the right with a 3mm or 3.2mm drill bit, remove the jig after. So for LDO, some vendors offer carriages with the bolt pattern required. If you sourced a pre-machined carriage, you can skip this step. So I'm definitely not upset that we don't have to mount and drill things. So all we need is this beauty right here, and I realize I'm shaking the table, And we are good to go on that. You guys can't see what the hell I'm talking about, but this is the jig that I did print out because again, I printed out everything just to have everything, not fully aware of what I would need and not. Hey, what's up, Grumpy? Damn, 1 gigabit both ways is like, whew. Bed size should be same as Prusa because it uses the same heated bed. So what is that, 9 inches by 10 inches, I believe? I'm almost positive it's, I would almost put money on it that it's, that is, what I just said is correct. Okay, so next we are going to be building the idler. I should have the parts for that already. So we've got, let's see, I think for this we'll go back to side cam and we will go, don't fall. Cool. All right, so we need this piece along with, oh, interesting, bearings and shims. Do I have, shim, okay. Shims we've got right here. And then it's saying we need the bearings, which I don't have the bearings out. That must be tool-headed motion. These guys. F695. Yep, perfect. So we need 2 of these. Metric, yeah, yep. Oh, in metric. Sorry. Yeah, I guess in that one I defaulted to Imperial. Okay, so we've got 2 bearings. I'm gonna put the bearings back just because I don't think we need the rest right now and try to keep everything labeled correctly. So we do need an M5 by 30 button head, M5 by 30. All right, so this is going to go, can I zoom in for y'all? Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Cool. All right, so bolt is going through the base, which is then going into shims going on top. Interesting shims. I don't know if you can see them a little bit, maybe. Do I have it set to tracking? I do. Let's cancel that. Check it out. The color on them, I don't know, they don't quite look like brass, but maybe they're brass. I mean, they're just shims, but the color on them is different. Okay, so 1 bearing with the flange downward, 1 bearing with the flange upward, and then another shim on top. And then this piece, which didn't exactly print the nicest, but will do, goes like this. It says the M5 screws are threaded directly into plastic. The plastic part has threads modeled into it. Does it? I don't know that I see that fully. Okay. Interesting. So we are going to tighten this into the printed part. Where is the correct? There it is. Freaking A. Okay, so we will tighten this. And try not to over tighten it. Wait, does it need to go? So the screw goes all the way through and sticks out the other end. Hey, Dutch is here. What's going on, man? Happy Wednesday. I did grab an M5 by 30, right? Yeah, it looks right. I guess it seems weird to me that the end of the screw would be sticking out quite so much. So we want this to go like this. Make sure these can spin. Well, I don't see how I could have misinterpreted. I'm not gonna go tighter than that just because, again, it's plastic I'm threading into. But the end of the screw sticks out quite a bit right there, which seems a bit odd to me. But I did confirm it is an M5 by 30. Let's see. M5 by 30 goes through base of that. We did that. Shim, bearing, shim, printed part. Yeah. I don't see how I could have interpreted incorrectly. Oh, it only holds the bottom panel. Okay. Gotcha. Well, I will leave it like that. And then it looks like, let's move this out of the way. Oh, zoom out of this. Nope. There we go. So then it looks like it's just going to be sitting right here on the end, and we need to drop a M5 C-nut into here. Which I'll just, nope, I lied. Not an M5. This is or the M5, yeah, but it's a 2020, so I need a different bag. That's the right screw. Okay. I'm getting your wedding cigar sent out this weekend. Sweet! Awesome. I'm about to request. I still haven't requested requested it off of work, so I'm gonna do that this next week here. Okay, and what did I just say? We need an M5 by 10, which we've already got out. Is that as far? Yeah, it is as far as it goes. All right. So we've got this on, which I guess is just to hold part of the bottom or panel. Definitely don't condone people going out and smoking. That's not. But yeah, for wedding ceremony, we are celebrating. Okay, we are good on that. So next we need to grab. Huh, interesting. Okay, so printed part I've got. This is. So it looks like we're going to be installing probably the Y motor now. So let me grab. Okay, so the pulley itself might be in this motion kit. Let's check there first. Okay, it is, which is good. Pulley 2GT, 20 teeth. Yep, these are all 20 teeth pulleys. Oh, come on. Dude, gum cigars were, I remember gum cigars. All right, so pulley we've got. I need to find a motor. Printed parts we've got. Oh, and then I also need to find the little grub screws, which are probably going to be in the fastener box, but let me check to see if they're in here. No, they are. Okay, they are in here. Set screws. Okay, so I will take these out for a second. Little baby set screws and bigger ones. And the set screws, like I said, they've all got thread locker on them, which is really cool. And so then the last thing I need is that stepper motor, which is probably got a motor box somewhere. Let's see, motor kit, yep. All right. Sitting crisscross applesauce again. So all the motors appear to be the same. 1.8 degree NEMA 17, 1.8, 42 STH 40. Okay, let me make sure. 1.8, 42 STH 40. Yeah, so it looks like the only motor that's different is the tiny motor for the extruder, which is cool. Okay. All right, motor we've got, I'm back. It's definitely sitting crisscross applesauce. I'm still salty the US banned Kinder eggs. My family has smuggled Sony of them home. What the heck are Kinder eggs? Are those the toy, like the eggs that have toys in them? Okay, so I think we're good to go. Let's get this motor. All right, so motor, and then we've got the pulley, which needs to go with the teeth. Why is it not focusing? There we go. Teeth facing downward. There's no flats. Oh no, there is, okay. So, okay, a couple things. One, teeth facing downward, and then make sure that at least one of the set screws lines up with there's a flat portion to the shaft, and you at least want one to be directly in alignment with that. And then we're gonna grab two of these little set screws and try not to lose them. Okay, so they are the little toys, or like the eggs that have a toy inside of them, which I don't think I've ever had. Okay, set screws are going back into the tool head and motion box, so that way I don't lose them. I'm saying it out loud as well, so that way if I freak out looking for them later, somebody will remember. Okay, and then we need to grab... So we're gonna start off by... set screw going in. Oh yeah, you can feel when the thread locker gets into the thread, it just gets a little bit tougher. Okay, so game plan is line up one of them with the flat spot and then tighten it enough to where, yeah, so we still want it to be able to slide up and down, but now it's not able to go left and right anymore without turning the post because it's grabbing the edge of the flat spot. Cool. Okay, so we do need to set the height too. So basically from the base of, or the top of the motor. So what I don't know, it looks like, let me zoom in 1 second. Zoom. Okay, so from the top of this ring to this, it should be 6.5 millimeters. So I'm gonna do that sort of off cam, but I'm basically just going to be using, I'm just gonna be using the ruler. Okay. Should be pretty much right there. Let me see if you guys can kind of see. So 5 is the big dash, then 6.5. It's pretty damn perfect. What we also can do is just check that from this base to the top of this is 2 millimeters. And so if I stack it on here, it should be at the 4.5 mark, which it's pretty damn spot on, the 4.5 millimeters from the top part. So yeah, we're good. And just make sure it's nice and tight. Oh, wait, Cadbury. I like the, I've heard Hershey tastes like milk. I really like Robin's eggs. And then they have the rabbits that are like milk chocolate, but filled with marshmallow, which is incredible. Okay, so we can zoom out a bit, at least be a little bit less aggressive about this. And we are going to keep our eyes on the one thing I want to keep my eyes on is the direction of the plug. So plug is right there. I'm going to place the printed part facing to the right direction, like that. Use thread locker, loosen grub screws, account for the majority of the issues. Yeah. Okay. And then wait a minute. What am I missing as far as, one second here. Oh, okay. So once we have that in place, we are going to use M3x30s. M3x30s, and these are socket heads. Socket heads. 1, 2, 3, 4. Throw this back in. This took me a second. I had to look to the next step to realize what it was saying. Okay, so what we are doing is we've got the motor. We set the correct height for it. Then with the plug facing towards us, we want this part facing to the right, like that. And then we want this part facing like this, opposite, kind of opposite direction, like that. Hopefully that's visually, you can see it. And then we're gonna take 4 screws and basically go through the top of this, through this part into the motor. So let me get this in a little bit better of a way, I think. I can actually bring you guys, I forget that this thing can just about do all the directions. Burp. Cool. That's probably better. I don't know why I was, there we go. Okay, so this is like that, and then again, okay. Wait a minute. Yeah, no, this is right. This is right. This is a laser engraved tile, yeah. The one that we did on stream though, we did a giveaway for, and Chikaro got his yesterday, but I did make another one because I liked it so much and was like, I should have one. Yet I'm not using it because I like it. A little ironic. Robin, yes, Robin's eggs are so good. Hey, Carl, how's it going? We are in a Pokemon game. Okay, that is probably tight enough. I don't want to damage anything. All right, and then it is saying, it looks like this actually goes over, no, what do I feel like I'm missing something here? Something doesn't look right. Yeah, this seems off. Why does this seem off? Okay, that seems fine. But then on this part, it looks like this part, wait, I know what I'm doing wrong. I am looking at the wrong side of the frame. So this is on, that must be what I'm doing wrong. So I think that this is, yes, this is on the front of the machine, and the other part must be on the back of the machine. That's exactly right. Okay, now it all makes sense. I knew it had to be simple. It's always simple, except when it's not. Yeah, I was thinking that like somehow this was going with this part, but no, it goes on the complete opposite side. So we will spin this completely, and now this will be able to fit onto the extrusion like that. And we'll need to drop in a T-nut. And this is a 2020, and we're dropping in an M5, so we need 2020 M5. Hey, Tyler's here. What's going on, man? How are you doing, dude? You should engrave Stormtrooper. You should engrave Storm Pooper on a tile and hang it on the bathroom door. That's awesome. The original lawn darts, weren't those? Aren't those super dangerous? I'm working. Are you in office, or are you pretty much fully remote right now? Oh yeah, Bardicus. Where did you end up ordering yours from? Because you were talking about it, I think, stream 2 weeks ago, right? And you were wanting them to get it at Sparta, I think? Is it Sparta 3D in Canada? That's what makes them fun. You guys are crazy. Yeah, I remember lawn darts, I do remember. Like, I never had or used them, but I do remember the idea of throwing a massive dart up into the air. Just seemed like a recipe for someone to lose an eye or their life. M5 by 10. Okay, so this one is going into the back of the extrusion. That looks really nice. Okay, we're not going tighter than that. I'm scared. Cool, that looks good. Cool, so we've got front and back end motor is mounted. Mine's, okay, cool. Yeah, I remember you talking about it like 2 weeks ago. That's exciting. Do you already have all the parts printed? Half and half. I second the motion to bring back the law. Totally, here. Oh, man. Oh, yeah, I don't know if you heard, but I started working back in November for Lightburn. I was doing a lot of like tech support stuff for them, and now I'm fully just transitioned this last week to a full video creator for them. So from like software tutorial videos to, we've got a surplus of diode lasers in my living room now. So to diode laser videos, I've been there, but that's fully remote. Lawn darts sound fun. I would get a Switchwire. I would get a Switchwire, but I already have more printers than I need. Oh, I for some reason thought you were debating on it. Inappropriate. Because you were so excited for it. This has been the best week ever. Sparta 3D got the kits and restocked a pile of their uber sexy sparkle filament. I am waiting for someone, I don't know of any US manufacturers that make sparkle ABS to the extent that Sparta does. Like, I think the big ones in the United States are Fusion filaments. When we're talking ABS, right? So Fusion, KVP, and there's one other one that's slipping my mind right now that I can't think of. Don't get me wrong, they make gorgeous filaments. It's funny, my foam tiles moved. They make gorgeous filaments, but the stuff I've seen Nero print with and other people post from Sparta as far as sparkle ABS, it's like next level. Parts need to be printed, that's in progress, but the frame is purple. Color 1 will be sparkle lavender ABS. Color 2 is to be decided. I'm on the fence. What are you debating to? Or what are you debating on? I feel like that's a bad deal for you. I wouldn't want to burden you. Okay, let's see. So we've got the motor correct, that's great. Oh, sweet, linear rail time. Let's see if there's any space for there to be. No, the linear rail fits like dead center on these. So we are just going to be using 20 by 2020 T-nuts, but the M3 ones, which are 2020 M3, here we go. Sweet. All right, we're doing another linear rail. So I will spin this around like this. And I will move this camera a little bit so that way, hopefully we can see it. That looks good, I think. Yeah, no, that'll do. And we are doing 6 screws. So we'll drop in 6 of these. I'll do them all the same direction again, but on the outside ones, I will have it where the hole is facing towards the outside, just so that way it's not sticking out of the linear rail. So hole on the outside. Well, that didn't work. That sounds like a fun gig. Yeah, it's pretty cool, man. Like Lisa's here. Lisa, with a $20 donation, take week off for wedding and toys for puppies. Thank you, Lisa. Yeah, I'm definitely taking off. So the wedding's on a Monday, and the rehearsal's on a Sunday. And so I'm definitely taking off because I normally work Saturdays. My days off are Wednesday, Sunday. So I'm taking off Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. That's probably it. Maybe more. Are you officially back then, Lisa? I know you said you were taking your parents earlier. Thank you very much also for the donation. I think I was telling Tyler, yeah. So it's been a huge learning experience, man, just because like I don't have nearly as much laser knowledge as 3D printing. So it's just been a lot of learning. And also like, I mean, kind of limited here because everything's in the living room and due to fumes and smoke and stuff, like I just can't do quite as much as I would like, but we are moving in July to August. And so it's gonna be a house and there will be lots of lasers, which I'm super excited for. We were in high school soon. When do y'all be allowed a Voron? Need to keep wife happy first. You've got a pretty big, how many machines do you have, Carl? I know, like, I mean, the main ones we've talked about are the Ender 3S1, the Ender 7, and at least one more, but I feel like you have quite a few. I might, but it's only if I get rid of my Ender 6. I have almost no love left for that printer, but it's my only Core XY. Gotcha. So if you get rid of it, then would you do Switchwire or would you be looking towards Core XY Voron? I mean, there's no rush. Debating either blue or black. I now have 3 rolls of Sparkle Obsidian Black, and that stuff is gorgeous. Yeah, I have not seen anything not good looking from them. Like, I mean, all of the pretty filaments, like, granted, again, like I said, there's still some pretty ABSs out there, but like all the really nice colors and sort of like sparkles slash hues are all in PLA or PETG primarily. So they're the only, ooh, don't scratch. This is, that one's really stuck. It's not common to have them in ABS. So I'm surprised, like I've been waiting for a manufacturer to kind of like release them, but it doesn't seem that's the case. Try atomic filaments. Oh, do they for their ABS? I forgot. Atomic was one of the ones I meant to mention as well for a US manufacturer. I have not I've used a bit of their filament, but I haven't used any of their ABS. Okay, let me line up these really quickly here. Oh, come on. So these ones, oh, these ones don't want to slide nearly as much as the other ones for some reason. Okay, there we go. Maybe they're not fully seated. That looks good. Don't let me forget, please, to put the jig on here for centering the linear rails in a moment. I'm sure I won't, especially since I said it, but okay. This music's like dun, 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 dun. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay, and then we need these smaller alignment jigs because this is the 2020 extrusion and not the beefier 3030s. Have you been doing a lot of 3D printing, Tyler? I mean, not obviously, but like not work stuff, but personal stuff at all? Have Ender 3, have Ender 3v2, Ender 3, going to convert to belt printer, Focus, Ender 7, Ender 3S1, Series 10 Smart, got 2, that's right. Okay, so you've got, yeah, you got a pretty good amount then. So 1, Ender 3v2, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Are the CR200Bs, are those FDM printers? Might do a 2.4. 2.4 is definitely a gorgeous, gorgeous printer. G-Funny says KVP, maybe worth checking them out. Oh, okay. I didn't know that they had sparkle. Actually, no, I lied. He totally, sorry, my phone is blown up. My sister-in-law is calling. I'm reading Discord really quick. Sorry, guys. I want to switch to global giveaway. It is stream related. I can do that for one, or we can do this for one. Okay, cool. So we will. Okay, so I was talking to DC and G-Funny, and for the spool of filament giveaway we're doing, because there is such a mass amount of people here from all over, we will do international shipping on the spool, and we will just figure out shipping costs amongst ourselves. So we will do a giveaway. I would say, let me see where we're at in this. So we're doing this, then that is happening, then that is happening, then that is happening, then that is happening. So heat threads, belt, bed. Okay, that is where I wanted to get through. Well, I was being optimistic on skirts. In 20 minutes, we will do a giveaway, right around 2:30. We're giving away a spool of printed solid Jesse's PLA. I will post a link in the chat, and we'll start at 2:30, probably draw the giveaway at 3. So we'll get that going. And this one will be international. Sorry if I'm missing chat. G20 Print KVP Sparkle Black. Yeah, I completely forgot that his was sparkly. I just didn't know if... Yeah, I might need to check out KVP. Yeah, News and Causeway stuff is also still... Oh, sick. That's right. You guys all sourced 2.4 parts. How far along are you on the build? I saw that pic. Looks like they turned out great. That color is very similar. This part is... Yeah, the parts that he made look freaking awesome, Lisa. I'm getting laptop soon and I can do stuff downstairs. Serial isn't closed. Okay, I think I have seen it then. It was sort of like a under the radar printer that, I mean, they've had a few of those where they release them and they don't really get much hype. Like, I think that part of it is like they don't send them to like any YouTube people to do reviews on them. So I don't really see them because that's usually I mean, that and other social media platforms is usually how I see their new machines. So I think it was just one that I didn't see a whole lot of promotion on, but I think I can picture what that machine was, because I believe it came out around the same time as the Surmoon, right? The original one. Thinking Voron will be my next build, but really need to dial in ABS first. Well, hopefully because you've got this this Prusa, the Prusa Bear clone that you're working on, Lisa, since it's in ABS, it should be able to withstand pretty high temperatures being enclosed. I got my second V2.4 part since like 2 months ago, but no time to build. Holy crap. What is your lineup like, DJ? Because I know you've been in here ever since at least we started looking at Clipper stuff and Voron things. So, and you know a lot about, I mean, you've helped me quite a few times, so you must have at least a few Vorons. Skipping around, but I got the Z drives done and a few more random things. Do you have all the parts printed out, Tyler? Or are you still like kind of printing as you go? I'm sending you some KVP to try out. Okay, I'd love to, because my ABS experience is super limited. Like, I have one spool of Matter Hackers Build ABS that I bought an eternity ago. I've got a couple spools of eSun Plus and eSun non-eSun Plus. Oops, non-eSun Plus. And then I've got the Fusion filament. I think that's the extent of all the ABS I've ever used. So I don't exactly have a very diverse lineup of filaments to compare to. So yeah, if you've got a spare one, I will definitely give it a go and see how it goes. Yeah, I got only one V2, but two Ender 3s, two Ender 3 Max, and two Ender 3 5. Oh my god. Okay, so one Voron currently, but a whole other lineup. Hey, Maker Viking, how's it going, man? Happy Wednesday. Okay, let's get this linear rail bolted down, shall we? Okay, sweet. So we've got these on, which is good. We need to use, what did I say, M3x8 socket heads? Yep. Okay, let's get these installed. It's really nice seeing everyone's face, especially with missing last week's stream. Thinking I'll get into PTG. I feel like for a lot of people, that's sort of the natural progression. And I think I mentioned that in my PTG video, that a lot of people like, I mean, PLA is typically what comes with most printers, and it's definitely the easiest to learn the basics at least, but usually I think PTG is sort of the next filament that most people seem to go to, which makes sense because you don't need an enclosure. I do recommend an all metal hot end for any like other than like maybe like trying it out once or twice. Like I do think if you're going to be doing a lot of PTG, having an all metal hot end is good to not damage the hot end and also be able to print at higher temps. But yeah, it's just not incredibly demanding. Like the biggest issue I typically have with PTG over PLA is just moisture absorption, which isn't something I ever had when I was more towards the desert or inland, but since I moved more coastal, it's been a huge problem. So I typically will either bake it out beforehand or print directly from a dryer to just sort of maintain the maintain the integrity of the part or the plastic, if you will, because it gets really bad. I think in my review, Oh wow, this is like dead centered. In my review of the Anycubic Viper, I was printing out some PETG on it, and from the beginning of the print to about midway through, you can see the transition of it absorbing moisture. Like that's how aggressive it was. So that would be the only thing I'd say to watch out for really is moisture, especially if you're in a place that's humid or you're close to, you know, a source of water. All right, taking these off. Linear rail is in place. We've got Z linear rails and we've got our Y. It's looking like a beefy printer. The Prusa is doing freaking awesome, Ken. It's doing really, really good. Let me backtrack on chat for a bit. Sorry. I know I can't catch all of it. All 4 clipper, nice. Internet problem solved. Knock on wood. So it was a nightmare that I don't want to get into the whole rant again about the internet problem that lasted like 10 days, but it said that it was going to be fixed by Monday morning, like at midnight or 12:01. And then when Monday came, they got rid of the notice. Or no. They got rid of it would be fixed by them, but they kept the notice that there was issues. But today's day 3 of solid speeds, like the speeds are what they should be, which is 10 up and over Wi-Fi like 200 down. So everything's going smoothly, but I don't know for sure. No one's told me things are fixed and there's still a notice on the account, but things are working. So I am keeping my fingers crossed because it was not good. I am doing super good, Maker. Viking, I'm doing really good. Like I was just talking about, we've had serious internet issues here, so we had to skip last week's stream, which really bummed me out. But things are going great now, which is awesome. So far, I've only used Overturn Hatchbox ABS. I might have used Hatchbox ABS back in like 2014 when that was like the only filament I could get my hands on was Hatchbox on Amazon at the time. I might have used their ABS back then as well. I can't recall. Yeah, but the Prusa's doing great. Let me see if I go here. This entire camera jib that I'm using to hold one of the cameras was printed on the Prusa, and it's like 3 kilograms of PETG, and it did an incredible job with all that. And then all of the parts that are large, so like this, all the skirts, like anything that wouldn't fit on the Voron Zero for this build was all printed on the Prusa. I threw the Wham Bam hotbox over it, and I'm using the Ultistick PEI flex plate, and it's done a really good job. So yeah, I'm gonna be doing a video on the Prusa MK3S Plus that I got in, and it's not really going to be a review of the machine as much as it is as my experience with the Prusa realm or experience, because from an outsider's perspective, I really understand like it looks like a fairly expensive machine for the build volume and that it's got like a V6 and the old school rep wrap screen. But the experience I've had in terms of reliability, features baked into their version of the firmware, of the Marlin firmware, and my experience dealing with customer support has been really like second to none. So I'm gonna be doing a video just kind of talking about some of those things that I don't think you really see when you just look in at a spec sheet, which has really been impressive to me. So I will do that at some point. I don't exactly know when, but yeah, the Prusa is doing freaking awesome. The minis are collecting dust a little bit. Although one of the minis did do all the parts for the laser engraver that we built, so it did, but yeah, the minis aren't getting quite as much use right now. But yeah, the MK3S Plus has been just freaking awesome. Oh, I missed so much. I'm on the hell out of my Ender printers, my Ender V2s. Oh, that's right, Lisa, I forgot you ordered the Viper. That's awesome. Right now collecting every extruder you can use, an afterburner. I printed PLA for the first time today? Oh, wow. That's crazy. Yeah, I still print a lot of PLA, but usually if I need something that's a little bit more heat resistant or has a bit more impact strength, then I'll go up to PETG. The only reason I usually use ABS is if it calls for it. So like, you know, this is a good example. I could see for, excuse me, something more like in the automotive-y realm, why that might make sense. And then outdoor stuff, ASA is typically what I'll print with. Okay, all right, let's see. So it is 2:20. We'll start the giveaway in approximately 10 minutes here. This is the first time I've looked at view count. We've got 35 people here. That is awesome. I hope everyone's doing great. Thanks for hanging out. If you haven't hit the like button, please do. And yeah, we're gonna do a giveaway. In 10 minutes, we're giving away a spool of printed solid PLA, Jesse's PLA, and it will be global shipping wise. So everybody is eligible, which is sick. Yeah, my Mini has been great. The only Mini that I've had issues with is the one that I rebuilt. But I'm debating on throwing the Revo Micro on it that I have, because the source of the issue has been with the hot end and the heat break. But I want to do a video kind of experiment on the heat break and the Bondtech heat break that I got for the Prusa Mini before I convert it. So, but yeah, the Mini that we built on stream that was like pretty much fully assembled has been just churning out parts as well. Mystery color again on this one. Yep, mystery color again. I know the color on this one, but we're going to keep it as a mystery because I think it's more exciting. Did you get your spool, Alien? Okay, where are we? So we have done that. Oh, cool. So next we're doing deck panels, which I need to get out. So I'm going down below. Yeah, these are on the, of course I put all the panels on the very bottom of my Jenga. So let me quickly move things out of the way and just kind of grab everything. Let's see. What do the panels look like? Okay, this must be a panel. That might be a panel. And this might be a panel. Ugh, standing up. All right. So panels have slits in the middle. So this, maybe LDO's panels are slightly different. Those don't look right based off of the photos I'm seeing. What are these? Oh, nope, I found them. They are smaller than I thought. Yeah, these have to be them with the cutouts. Yep. Okay. You guys can go back down below for now. Okay, fixing my mic. Okay, so the panels, are they identical? That looks the same. That looks the same. Okay, they look identical, so I don't think it matters what side they go on, but it looks like they will be going like that and like that. If I can MacGyver this. There we go. Sweet. Okay, well, let me take the cover off, I guess, really quick. Yeah, it tripped me out. So the skirts were one of the last things that I printed for this, just anticipating it would be the last thing to go on the printer. But for this, I was like going through the instructions and was like, oh crap, right after this, it instantly jumps into the skirts. So, I mean, they're all done, which is great, but yeah, definitely different than on the V0 where the skirts are like the last thing that you put on there. Hot pink this time, yeah. Yeah, this week is a sweet color. I did looks amazing, got it after stream. Yeah. Okay, so these panels are incredibly matte. There is no reflection of light. I feel like I should have prepped these off. Normally I take this stuff off right away, the cover, but because these panels can get scratched, I decided to leave them on until we're actually putting them on the printer. But now you guys have to watch me peel stuff. And not very ASMR either, kind of tearing it as we go, but it's working. That worked well. Worked better than I thought. There's only one piece that tore. Anyone use a Rapido with PLA yet? Watching all this makes me want to start building my new printer. Can't wait for it to get here. My conversion kit to arrive. Wait, sorry, what were you building, Grumpy? If you're saying conversion kit, I'm wondering, is it like an Ender 3 to belt, or was it an Ender 3 to Switchwire? I don't remember if you said already. And hey, DJ, your question about using the Rapido with PLA, have you seen like an issue or something? I'm just wondering if there's more behind that question. Well, that didn't go nearly as well. I'm contemplating doing an Ender 3 V2 Switchwire conversion next. So my thoughts on Ender 3 to Switchwire conversion is this, I would sit down and look at what the cost is of sourcing all the parts. I don't know if there's a kit, first off. I'm not entirely sure if Fabreeko has a kit for that or if a kit even really exists. But I would sit down and look at the price of that, and also just look at like what you're actually going to be keeping from the Ender 3, because I don't think it's very much. And I mean, if the price is going to be close to, then I think I would just get a Switchwire and have the Voron, not the Voron, and have the Ender 3 as like a backup printer or something like that. It also depends too if you have other printers already, because I think that like with 3D printing in general, especially if you're modding, you always need to have at least one extra printer because things will go wrong. I mean, even if you don't mod, things will go wrong, but if you're modding, things will certainly go wrong at some point or another, and you will need to, you know, whether it's printing out a part that broke midway through assembly of the printer or something like that. It's just having one 3D printer is never enough. I'd say everyone needs to have at least two. And I think that anyone that also like has been 3D printing for a long time would agree with that. One is none, two is one. Yes, that is 100% how I feel. Exactly. Just asking because they're clogging issues. Oh, interesting. I guess I haven't done, because I've got the Dragon. I have the Dragon High Flow actually on my first Voron Zero, and I haven't really done much PLA now that I think about it. I've done a little bit, but not a whole lot. It's mostly been printing out ABS. Oh wow, that was way easier. It's mostly been printing out ABS and a little bit of PTG. Okay, sweet. So those are at least, that looks so pretty. That looks so nice. Okay, what time is it? It is 2:29. I'm gonna prep the giveaway stuff. I think I need to clear out. I've still got the wheel of names pulled up from last time. So I'm going to delete that wheel. It is now a wheel of no names. And then I am going to clear out the entries from the sheet from last time. Okay, that is not. Bear with me. Okay, giveaway. Okay. Clear form. This will remove your answers from all questions. No, I don't think that's necessarily what I want. Why am I not seeing it? Last time I saw giveaway form, cool. Oh, here we go. I got it. Accepting. How do I make this a quiz? Responses, manage. I guess I should have looked into this prior, huh? Is there not a, let's see. Unlink form, print all response, delete all responses. Yes. Okay. Sick. All right, so we should be good. Okay, let's try this. See if that works. And I'm gonna pin it. Message pinned. Hopefully you guys can all see it. I can't even see the pinned message. Let me know if you guys can see the pin. Oh, there we go. It popped up. It just took a second. Yeah, so giving away a spool of Unky Jesse. I can't talk. Nope, not Uncle Jesse either. I'm brain farting hard right now. Giving away a spool of Jesse's PLA. It's global shipping, so anybody is welcome to enter. There should be a form, and all we need is YouTube name, email, and Discord. What are the YouTube chat name, email? Yeah, YouTube name, email, and Discord. And that is all. Yeah. Oh, I didn't turn off the US requirement. Ah, snap. Yeah, just select yes or ignore it about the USA on this one. I can delete it moving forward for if we are going to be doing global shipping, but yeah, ignore it. If it says USA, if it says, are you in the USA and you're not, and it won't let you continue, just say yes that you are in the USA. It's fine. Okay, cool. All right, we're gonna let that run until 3 o'clock and then we will pull. I see 17 people so far, so it's good for anywhere. Canada, United States, Europe, Australia, South America, anywhere, it doesn't matter. And then we will spin the wheel. Okay, pre-made wire harness. If you sourced a pre-made wire harness, add the cables that pass through the deck panels below. Okay, that is good to know. So we want to, before we seal off this top deck, have the cables, where the hell are they? Fasteners, tools, cable kit, there we go. Okay, let's go side cam. So yeah, basically once we close this off, we won't be able to easily access things down below, so we need to have the top part of the plugs. So it says heated bed cables are gonna go in the back, which are, let's see if I can make this happen. Oh, nice. They're at least labeled, which is freaking sweet. And I also actually don't think this is that big of a deal to where we couldn't have added it afterwards. Like, these are really thin, but they're all labeled really nicely. So I'm just going to shove heat bed cables into this slot. Like that. Okay, and then there should be a thermistor, which is probably this one. Is it labeled bed thermistor? Sweet. Wait, I did that backwards. No, I did not. What the heck? That's weird. Bed TH. I heard donation. Malcolm with a $6.90 tip. Thank you so much. Thank you, I really appreciate it. How's your jib doing? Maybe a bit of a jump in complexity, but you should check out the digital bird slider. What is the digital bird slider? I'm getting that spool. What is that, Chris? I'm definitely interested in more crazy camera equipment once we move and have the space for it. The jib's doing awesome though. I mean, this is on the jib. It's just been nice to be able to be like, woo, like bring you guys closer really easily and pivot and stuff. Like it's really cool. I'm super stoked on it. Okay, so the thermistor is not in this bunch of cables, but the extension cable for it is, so I'm just gonna route that through here. Right, that $6.90 is right on par with inappropriate style of donations. Also, 3 minutes left in the giveaway, so if you have not, it is pinned. We're giving away a spool of Jesse's PLA, and we are shipping globally. So click on that, enter your information, and we are going to be spinning in just a few minutes here. Okay, heat bed cables are fine. Toolhead cables need to go through the other side. So LCD adapter, no. LED junction, LED. So none of this other stuff should need to be routed. Put all this back in the bag. I forgot to mention, there's no roll sem. It's a camera motion system with printed parts, extrusion, gates belts, and oh wow. How good is the documentation on it though? Because I feel like I'm not too concerned about the actual wiring or printing, but as far as like electronic side of things, even soldering is fine, but if the programming side of things, I don't, like that would be an uphill battle for me at this point. The LDO kit does come with panels. Yep, all the panels. So yeah, top, side, enclosure, everything. Yeah, no extra. That comes in the kit, Bardicus. Might need the Y stop cable. Doesn't the Y... Where is the Y stop cable going to be mounted? Is it on the back? Let me just start with... So X motor cable and Z motor cables need to go on both of them. So let's see. Is it only single Z? Wait, no, this is a Core XZ, so... Okay, it was confusing me for a second. 1 second here. Yeah, because it's not, on this printer, it's not 2Z, 1X, 1Y. It's like, these two move together because it's Core XZ, so, okay. That tripped me out for a second. I was like, oh no, is there a missing motor? But nope, it's just that it's a unique motion system. Okay, so one of these cables, are these identical? 6-pin goes to the stepper, it must. Yeah, 6-pin definitely goes to the stepper. So 4-pin goes down. I mean, I don't imagine it's the end of the world because these cables are so thin that I think for the most part I could feed them afterwards. So I'm not totally convinced this is completely necessary, but it's what it says, and so we will follow suit. Okay. LDO kits are class, but certainly not cheap. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely cheaper kits out there, absolutely. Mounts on the Y-frame or sensor. Oh, you know what? I think this is sensorless, if I remember correctly. I'm almost positive. Cheap and good do not go together. Yeah, typically they don't. Make sure it has thread locker on it. Wait, on what? The set screws all have thread locker, if that's what you're referring to, Ken. Okay, it is 2:41. We'll let it go for a couple more minutes. So 2:45. If you have not, we're giving away a spool of Jesse's PLA, courtesy of DC. Angie Funny. It's like it's collaborative. It's a collaborative effort. And it doesn't matter where you're located, we are shipping internationally, so click on the pinned link in chat and enter in. Where is the form? We have 31 entries so far. By sensorless homing, we're talking about basically just the TMC stepper drivers, right? Where it can sense the instant ramp up, or basically like it's basically the torque, right? Like it notices a difference, or is it electrical? I mean, I guess what I'm getting at is that it's because of the TMC drivers, similar to how the Prusa works. A little bit better chances than near stream, yeah. Yeah, using the motors. It's impressive, like how instant that can be. This, like, I mean, like they don't, like the second there's any hit of the end, it's able to trigger right away. It detects this stall at the end of the travel, I believe. Don't quote me though. What if you probe with sensorless homing? Probe with sensorless homing. I don't think it's accurate enough. I don't quote me, just like don't quote Chris. I don't think it's accurate enough, because it's one thing to know that when you hit a certain point, you can't go beyond that and to register that, but I don't think that it's accurate enough to be able to, like, that level of deviation. I might be wrong, but I really don't think so. There is a micro switch mounted in the bed mount section of the manual. Okay. I still need to do one more thing on the wiring, but I think we're just gonna do the giveaway. I'm excited, and I won't be able to think about the switch wire, the next step, until we do this. So, all right, we got 32 responses, 60 seconds left. If you have not entered in, we're giving away a spool of Filament, Jesse's PLA, shipping globally, and the link is in chat. We will, one more minute, and I will close this up. Prusa wouldn't have done the load cell tech with the XL if sensorless. Wait, Prusa wouldn't have done the load cell. Yeah, exactly. It can't be as reliable or as repeatable or something. I mean, it's one thing, again, like when it's going X and Y, it physically cannot go further. So that is a pretty heavy spike. I just don't. I haven't seen a graph to see like exactly mathematically how repeatable that is, but I just can't imagine, like, it would be otherwise. Like, it would be used otherwise, I would think. The ones that probe with the nozzles aren't, yeah, those are the strain gauges. All right, we are going to close up. We've got 32 entries. I need to really quickly turn this into a spreadsheet, which I am doing. All right. I'm going to share the screen in a second. I just don't want to give away anyone's emails. Awesome. Okay. All right. I wish that the video cam in this corner right now was my face so you can see me, but it's okay. I'll change it after. So one of the things on my list to do is to have some sort of epic giveaway music that plays, like that I cue it every time we're going to do a giveaway for dramatic purposes, of course. So yeah, we are giving away a spool of Jesse's PLA. Everyone on the wheel has a chance to win. And if you do need to be in chat, so hopefully if you entered, you are still here. Yeah, there's a lot more people this time than last time. So yeah, if you are here, the names that I chose are the YouTube names. So just type in chat that you're here and reach out to myself or I guess DC or GFunny on Discord. So we are going to spin in 3, 2, good luck everybody, and 1. Oh, Alan Bratson, it was almost Viking. It's, I like the clapping after. Congratulations. It is incredibly difficult to tell still who's gonna win on this. Alan, if you are here, please type, I'm here in the chat. Yeah, that was super close, Maker. Wait, Alan, no, Alan was an alien. Hopefully Alan's still here. Oh, Alan is, yeah, Alan is. Awesome, okay. Are you in the Modbot Army Discord, Alan? If so, then just shoot me a message or yeah, shoot myself a message or GFunny or DC, any of us should be able to take care of it. And yeah, I think that's really it. Congratulations. I'm convinced now, well, maybe the little pieces of the pie are smaller, so it's more likely to have like a nail biter ending, but I'm kind of convinced that it defaults to like being super close. Okay, sweet. Yeah, Alan, just ping any of us and we will get that, we'll get your shipping information and get that shipped out to you. Where are you located country-wise? Are you in the States or out of the country? Not that it matters because we're shipping globally, but just curious. Awesome. Thank you again, everyone. Please say thank you to GFunny and DC as well, because they are contributing, like DC's contributing the spool this time, and we're all working on shipping. So it's, like I said earlier, it's a major collaborative effort, and they are definitely the reason why we're able to make these happen right now. Okay, sweet. Oh, it's in the US. All right, so we will continue on for a bit. I would at least like to get a few more things done here on the Switchwire and before we call it, because I, again, won't be able to stream on Friday. It'll be just next Wednesday after this. So going back to this, we've got the heater bed cables, which is the power cable and the thermistor extender. We've got motor cable sticking out here, motor cable sticking out here. So all that's left is the tool head cables, which must be in a separate tool head PCB, X end stop with cable, hot end cartridge, thermistor, Z probe, tool head cable. Okay, so pretty much this entire thing. So PCB can stay in there for now. Oh no, I'm actually incorrect. Since we're using this PCB, it's way less, like the, so the heater cartridge cable is super small because it's just going directly into the PCB. So We don't need that. We don't really need anything other than, yeah, other than this one harness. Well, that makes it really nice. I think I got buried. The bird slider is sold as a kit with, oh, yeah, thank you, Chris. Sorry, I completely missed it. I got buried. The bird slider is sold as a kit with the software developed. Dudes in Ireland, I believe, that has build videos. I'm going to, you've given me two things I need to look up. One of them was the combination square, and the other one is called bird slider 3D printed camera. Is it a jib? Let me see what comes up like that. Digital bird, is that it? The digital bird? Digital bird 3D pin tilt head. Oh, that's pretty freaking cool. Yeah, this looks like it, ESP chip. Yeah, I'll definitely keep this in my list of crazy cool things that I'd like to do one day. Awesome. There we go. Okay, so yeah, there's only one cable that we need to route, which is super nice. Let's put all these other cables away. Why did I take out this cable? I don't know, but I will leave it out for right now. Yeah, I bet, Maker, if it was a full Switchwire kit. It does look like LDO did say that they are going to also partake in the 1,000 subscriber giveaway, which is sick. Not a full Switchwire kit, doesn't look like, but a motor and or frame kit. So that is exciting as well. This is a really long cable. I'm assuming a lot of the slack is going to go, check this out. It's very, very long. I'm assuming a lot of the slack is going to go inside of the wire loom. Let's just feed all this down here. Okay, I think we're good as far as like wire positioning for a second here. Well, I gotta run, need to make dinner and clean up a bit. Have a good one, and thanks for the amazing stream. Yeah, no worries, Alien. Thanks for hanging out. Have a great week. I'm sure I'll see you in Discord. And yeah, I will be scheduling next week's stream in the next day or two here. So we won't go on for too much longer. I'd at least like to just get a little bit more progress, so. Okay, so these must all be going into extrusions. Yeah, so we need to drop in, it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's no screw showing on that one. I wonder if that's a mistake. But we need to drop in some, what are these? So they're gonna be 30 by 30 M5s. Let's do 1, 2, yeah, I think it must be, I think there's supposed to be another screw that goes into this hole right here. I'm at least going to do that. Oh, unpin the giveaway URL. Yep. Unpin message. Cool. Thank you. Yeah, thanks to everyone that entered in the giveaway. It was definitely a lot more people than last time. Oops. Inside. So this isn't incredibly exciting. I'm basically just dropping, so I can show you guys. Dropping T-nuts into the extrusion so that way we can bolt this skirt down, or I don't think it's called a skirt, but this bottom portion down. right. Yeah, the cables are not gonna stay. I don't think it's totally necessary. Like we'll see. Can't find the Discord channel? Wait, the Discord channel or the Discord server? The server should be in, I think, the description of this video somewhere. As far as channel goes though, there shouldn't be a set channel. Like the live stream one is probably fine if you just want to tag one of us in there. G-Funny, if you have it, can you share the link? But yeah, it should be, it usually gets posted automatically by the Stream Elements bot. Okay, that is aligned. Oh, come on. Come on. Okay, I think we're good. All right, now we're just gonna screw in all of these screws, which are M5 by 10s. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, is it not in the description? Okay, G-Funny just posted it right there. I thought it was, I know it's on like the main channel, but I might need to configure. Yeah, usually the Stream Elements bot posts it like every 15 minutes in chat, so maybe I didn't add it to the description, but it should probably be there. All right, just loosely tightening these so everything's aligned. Spin it one more time. And this one is no longer aligned. There we go. Yeah, I'm like, can this cable pop out? No, I guess not. The motor cables can't fall out, but I think that the... No, we're probably fine. I think I'm tripping. All right, those are done and in. So next, we need to do some heat sensors, sensorless homing for Y. Is this the part? I think it is. Let's see. Should you desire to use a micro switch as an end stop, follow the instructions on the next page. Okay, so the LDO one does use sensorless homing. Heat set inserts. Let me see, how many do we need to install? Just 3? 1, 2, 3. Yeah. Oh, there's more. Okay, let's do these heat inserts really quickly here. LDO. All right. So, let's see, how do I want to do this? So the LDO kit does come with a like attachment for your soldering iron that makes it where it's kind of a bit easier to do the heat inserts, but the soldering iron that I use for my heat insert stuff it uses proprietary soldering tips, so I cannot use it, but it works fine. I've been using it for a really long time, so we will do those really quickly here. Okay, so this is my visible area, just so that way I know what you guys can see. I think I have the soldering iron right here. Hopefully it works. On the Voron Zero stream, it's kind of acting up. Let's see. Put it right here. Wait, is it dead? Or did the LED just die? That's kind of sketchy. Okay, I think it's actually hot. There's the status LED no longer works on this soldering iron. That's how old it is. Why is it also looking incredibly blurry? There we go. Okay, heat inserts, cool. So I'm gonna do all of the ones that are needed in the immediate future, which is let's see, this piece. So LDO 1 is this one. It looks like they need to go in from this side. It's gonna be really awkward for you guys to see this, but I mean, I think most people are fairly familiar with heat inserts. Are these, is it not hot? Okay, it is not hot. So maybe it did die on me. It's definitely served me well over the years. Nope, I see the light. I see the light. All right, we're good. It's just a little bit touchy. All right. Sweet. And I believe we also need a new 3 on the bottom. Is it made by ANET? No, this thing is, the company's called Joby Systems. I did a video on them on my channel probably 8 or 9 years ago. I don't know if they're even around anymore. The stuff they made was really solid. I had, like, this soldering iron is insane to me. It basically just, I can't remember all the details on it, but like it heats up to full temp in like 5 seconds. Compared to the one I had prior to it when I was doing a lot of soldering on like game consoles, it was so nice. It was definitely much more expensive than the soldering irons I was using prior to it. I think it was a couple $100 soldering iron, but again, I used to do a ton of soldering when I was doing all of the mod chips and things like that. So having a good soldering iron made my life a lot easier. All right, that looks pretty flush. Yeah, you guys are only getting to see my hand. It is an awesome camera angle. perfect. Cool, that looks good. All right, one down. If the soldering iron was made by ANET, it would have caught fire. Yeah, instead of not turning on. Some's taken off. Okay, sounds good, man. Have a good night. I might be in Discord later. I'm sure once I get off from here, I will chill for a bit. Okay, this one needs 2. Oh, don't burn the bag. All right, that one's done, and then we have one last part. And the last part takes 3 of them. It looks like 2 on the top and 1 on the side. My thoughts right now are can they see the view? Don't burn the bag with the soldering iron, and don't go too far, because usually there's like a perfect little cavity for these to fit in, but because of how hot it is and you're like melting the ABS, if you're not careful, you can fairly easily blow out one of the walls, which is not good. So on the original Voron Zero, when I sourced the incorrect heat inserts that were slightly wider, I believe was the issue, it happened on a few of them where like the walls just blew out. I was like, what? Cool, that looks good. And then the last one is going on the back side of the prongs. Ooh, that's hot. Also, don't touch them after you just put them in. Man, I need to get a closer camera shot. Okay, cool. That's funny, my internet really did set itself on fire. Oh no. I never had any issue. Well, no, I had plenty of issues with my ANET, but none of no safety related issues. DC, just pooping back in? Sorry I had something come up and I missed the drawing. Congrats to the winner. We'll get it out ASAP. Oh, no worries. I know you had said earlier that you were going to be in and out doing work things today, so apologies again, must dip out. Have a great one, everybody. Sounds good. Thanks for stopping by and saying hello, and also thanks for allowing us to do the giveaway. I will message you probably later on tonight then, just see how things are going and figure out the giveaway stuff. Okay, so we are not, okay, backtracking a second here. That's done. That's done. We're not interested in that because that's the micro switch version we're not using. We need to do this. So this must go into this extrusion. So one thing I found interesting, because I did actually look at this part earlier when I was trying to figure out what printed parts to keep out, is that the image, oh, you guys are looking at this, the image for this looks way different than what the part looks like to me. So like looking at this, it looks almost like a whistle, right? Or a door stop or something like that. But the part that is named in the files is this part, this guy. If it focuses, which I think I probably have to click cancel on you. Yep. It doesn't look really anything like that part. Like it's a flat rectangle with a sort of like inset, right, or inset piece right there that goes into the extrusion. But it's interesting to me. It made me think that I was doing something wrong initially, but I think it's just that they may have updated this piece and not changed it in the guide. So for this, we are going to, nope, not do that. So we're going to install it right here. And it is going to go, it looks like just like that. So we'll need a M5 by 10, and we'll also need an one of these guys. Yeah, I think he, I don't think he meant to say pooper. All right. Okay, so we'll drop this down. Cool. So that is going to be the chain mount for the Y cable. I think that's nice and tight. You can always tighten it a little bit more later. Yeah, that's plenty, I don't want to crack it. Wait, this is not the correct side? Oh, wait. You sure? It looks... goes on the other side. What am I? Oh, nope, you're totally, yep, I'm looking at it wrong. Yep. I see it now. Thank you. Definitely need to keep track of any visual references. So it just switches up on you, I guess, from like one page to the next, the angle that you're looking at the machine, and I am forgetting that. Thank you. Thank you to both Dane and Brant for seeing that. Yeah, you're right, it goes on this side. Which makes sense, because that's where the cables for the Y are going to come out from. There we go. And then, so from this orientation, it's going to be facing backwards like this. Come on, guy. Oh, it's a little too low. There we go. All right, the first one was just a psych. I was just testing to make sure everyone was paying attention and you guys passed, so just kidding. I totally had that wrong. Okay, so that is on. Let's see here. How fast is the switch? I'm currently building mine also. Any places can trip you up. Yeah, no, I appreciate it. I said earlier, I don't know if you're here at the beginning, but like, I need everyone to help call out things because I know I will. Doing simple things, I screw things up too. So certainly doing this for the first time, I knew that there was gonna be things, and I'm sure as we get into more of the like wiring and routing certain things, I will need more call outs like that. So I appreciate it. Inappropriate, what, when you say how fast, are you asking like how fast can it go print wise, or how fast or how long is like the build supposed to take? I think someone told me that had a few of them that it was like 12-ish hours? I don't know if that's correct. Right? At least the base looks freaking awesome. I see that there's already some fingerprints from the linear rails, but It's a super beefy frame, and this base portion does an awesome job of just like hiding all the stuff that will be underneath it. And then with the skirts on the side, it's gonna look really good. Like if there's one thing to be said about Voron printers is I think that the designers certainly take aesthetics into consideration. A lot of thought goes into like, how can we not make just this printer operate well, but like how can we make it look really cool doing it? Oh, printing speed. Okay, G-Funny says 12 to 16 hours roughly. Printing speed, I don't know. G-Funny, do you know? I mean, the biggest limitation of it is going to be that massive bed going front to back, but I don't know. I haven't looked at like, what are the max speeds? Or, I mean, there's a difference too between, right, like trying to just crank out one crazy fast part versus general printing speed. So I don't know. I haven't actually looked much into people pushing speeds on the Switchwires, more so just looking at like their builds and things like that. I like the Kawasaki Ninja colors. Yeah, I originally was doing black and I think blue maybe, or one other color, but Fabreeko had said, like whatever color I initially had picked, they said, like I don't know about that one. And so then I was looking at the other ones and thought that like low profile with like a really bright pop would look nice, and the green just looks sick. But yeah, it totally is. Lots of factors in the yeah, I agree. I mean, I would imagine it can probably print at the speeds I'm printing on the Voron Zero, which isn't like maxing it out. Like I would imagine like 100+ millimeters a second it could do, I would think. But again, like I said, it probably depends on the part geometry, like how much whipping back and forth the bed has to do. Yeah, I don't know. I'll report back after, I guess, you know, some time printing with it. But yeah, Z-hop, I would imagine, like Zen said, is going to be crazy quick versus using lead screws to do the Z-hopping. Was this a base ender? No, this is a full-blown Switchwire kit. It's not a printer conversion. Okay, so now it's saying it wants us to route belts, it looks like. Oops. Yeah, it looks like it wants us to route a belt. I don't see any mention of belt length. Let's see. Fasteners, tools, miscellaneous. You cannot split X and Y speeds. I don't know. Oh, motion. It's got to be in here. Yeah, I'd say again, the biggest limitation of a bed slinger is that bed that's going back and forth. It's a lot of weight to be chucking. Putting together the X-axis to my blue and green Voron 0.1. Congratulations. That means you are, if you're on the X-axis, I think next is, if you haven't done belts, like belts and then tool head. Yeah, and then you're definitely making good progress. So I don't know, as far as length goes on this, how much I should be cutting, but what I will do is, where does belt route? Oh, there we go. There we go. I know that we're gonna need quite a lot of belt for the, oh, where are you, belt? For the XZ portion of it, but I definitely want at least a little bit of slack for now. Okay, there we go. Okay, so belt is routed around the entire thing, which is good, and doesn't look like it wants a ton of slack, but I'm going to cut it right about here. Is the camera grabbing my shirt? That's annoying. There are multiple panels. You want the ones mirrored. There are multiple panels. At this point in the build, how does the build compare to Prusa? That's a great question. Prusa, I would say Prusa's build is a bit, I would say it's easier. I would say it's easier. Maybe not by much, but the main aspects of it is like, don't get me wrong, Voron has a good guide, but like they don't show you things, for example, like you know, the mistakes I've made, which were the printer's orientation changed to my view, but it didn't really call it out. You should see it, I agree, but and the fact that they like have the baggies numbered and things like that for each step makes it really simplified. I just feel like the instructions from Prusa, at least, they hold your hand more than Voron, which makes sense considering like the Prusa is, I'd say, targeted more towards a wider audience than Voron, more like I don't want to say super enthusiasts, but like people that are really into 3D printing. But that being said, I don't think that the case is like, I'm not comparing that case to the case that you're going through with your build, because I'm like the elements of when you buy it from Prusa directly and how they have it kitted is way different than what it sounds like the experience has been like printing out the parts and doing the bare clone kit. But I think that comparing apples to apples, this versus the Prusa directly from Prusa, the Prusa build is more hand-holdy, which makes it a bit easier. But this seems so far like this has been simple compared to the V0, for sure. No, the skirts are the next step. The design is brilliant on the Switchwire. Maybe he likes to show off his tattoo. Yeah, it's probably because it stands out color-wise, so it thinks that that's, I don't know, actually. Fair enough. I need one to look cooler. No, you don't, man. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna cut it, making sure that they have enough slack to cross each other and a little bit of extra length, so that way I can pull if I need to. Where are my scissors? Oh, they're right here. Okay, so we will go with roughly, yeah, that should be plenty. Well, no going back now. Hopefully that was correct. All right, so what I'm not entirely sure of is, let me show you guys a bit better view of what's going on here. It'd be nice if I had a light on this side so you can kind of see, because it's gonna be pretty dark. Okay, so belt is routed and it needs to go onto this part. And this part, I imagine, needs to sit like this. Let's see. No, that doesn't look correct, actually. That seems... I'm not entirely sure now. Yeah, based off this image, that direction looks correct. And it looks like belts are going to route... Is that right, though? I'm not entirely convinced. Let's see. Okay, so we know there's two versions of this. This is the one we have with no micro switch. This is the version with the micro switch. They look basically identical other than the micro switch portion of it. And so coming from, this is the front of the printer, this is the back of the printer. This should be facing, yeah, no, that's correct then. Yep, that's correct, okay. Yeah, I have the clamp part, so that seems fine. Do I need to tighten this right now? Other than like getting it in and clamping it down? Does it need to be fully tightened right now, or is it not necessary? Let's go back to side. Did I do too short? No, we're fine. Okay. Okay, so it looks like this is going roughly like that. And then we are going to be using this little guy to basically clamp that belt in place. I would tighten it now, it's a pain under the bed. Okay. How cool that you're building a switch. Okay, I self-source mine, but it is mostly LDO. I love that printer. I've been printing for over 2 weeks, basically nonstop. Oh, wow. Nice. Well, that's exciting to hear, Ed. What did you go with for the hot end setup and extruder? Okay, M3 by 12 socket head. I don't think I have that out unless this is it. Nope. M3 by 12. M3 by 12 socket head. Let's see. Okay, so game plan is to get this into place. Oh, son of a gun. It's really awkward, especially with me trying to, can you guys see it? No, you guys can't see it all I'm doing anyway, so I won't worry too much about the camera angle for a second. Okay, there we go. So that's going in. And then I want to tighten the belts. So I am going to, because it's kind of short, grab some pliers. And see if I can pull on it. Let me try the other side as well. Can't really feel the tension all that well, but it definitely tightened. Yep, awkward camera angle again, mostly just my arm. Okay, that definitely feels plenty tight. I think. Maybe not, maybe because I have, no, that's definitely not plenty tight. How odd. There's no other tightening point, it's just this. Yeah, let me, I'm gonna turn camera a little bit, guys, just because it's not. There we go. Doesn't seem to want to go much tighter than that. Which is odd because why is this able to pull out so easily? swim bullets. As tight as you can. As tight as you can. Later, you can use a screwdriver to pry front idler against rail to tighten more if needed. Dragonfly BMS, point force. Ooh, CHT, nice. I still need to get a CHT in. Printing the latest parts for the CW2 to put together the stealth. Nice, that's awesome. My poor border collie has been stuck inside all day. It's raining, so oh man, it's rain sounds awesome right now. It's been hot here. I'd love to see your take on building an ERCF. I'm done with the printing parts, just waiting to have time to put together. It is on the agenda. The Enraged Rabbit is absolutely something that's on the agenda. Depending on what happens, it might be the next big build after this. I anticipate that being a pretty difficult and frustrating build. I guess not build per se, but I anticipate the... Hold on. Okay. I think... Nope. Be careful. Oh no, the part didn't crack. That's the seam. Scared myself. 1 second. I think that is probably as tight as I am getting it. Which isn't super tight. I don't understand. I don't fully understand why it doesn't feel so tight. Let's see if I move this. If there's any way to add some tension later, that might be enough. Awesome. Yeah, I'm anticipating the tune. Yeah, the tuning and then figuring out all the macros with Clipper. Like I've only grazed the surface with that, and so I just anticipate. I anticipate that taking some serious time and me just needing help and from people that kind of have some experience and to use like a lot of resources and trial and error. So it'll be fun, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a tough build, but it seems like a ton of fun and worth it. Okay, we are aggressive. We are going to now put the bed on. And so the bed uses 4 M3x8 socket heads, which we've already got out. And it's tough for me to tell. No, it's not tough for me to tell. There we go. Nope. Yep. Okay, so 4 screws go into the linear rail. Like that. Sweet, okay. And then there should be 2 more long screws, M3x30 socket head. These are going into the printed part, the belt thing that we just put together. Hopefully. Okay, that one went in. Don't forget the rubber plugs. What rubber? I don't see any rubber plugs in the guide. Rubber plugs. I see bed screws, Yeah, I don't see any, what rubber plugs, Gunner? Yeah, tension on the belts I think is going to be fine. Oh, the plugs on the linear rails. Gotcha. That's funny. Yeah, good call. I don't know if it was on stream or not. It might have been on stream, but I definitely, on one of the Voron Zeros I left the plugs on the whole way through the belt because I was like, I don't want to risk them falling off. And then I went to home the printer the first time and it was like, go, 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 go. And when I discovered what it was a freaking plug. Yeah, thanks, Gunner. That was a good call. I'd plan on leaving them on for the most part of the build, but there's really no need. This rail is completely covered on both ends. Okay, so next we are putting the cable chain, the other portion of it, which is going on this single part. Nope, I lied. It's not. Man, the photos can be a bit misleading. Okay, so it's going on. Please give me a further away image. There is no further away image. Well, I guess if we're looking from this way and the rail's that way, it must be on this one, which is close to this, which is the only thing that makes sense. And then it is going to go like this. Why is there 3 screws then? I don't fully know. Maybe it's used later from the other side? All right, it looks like for now though, we're just gonna put 2 screws, 2 socket head screws. Yeah, not entirely sure about the third hole, but that is nice and secure. So we've got both sides of the cable chain on. Got a little bit of green, a little bit of our green popping off. So that was actually the entirety of what I wanted to get done. My stretch goal was to do skirts, but skirts has a ton of heat inserts, which will take me a bit, and they're, I think, just pretty boring on stream. So I think we'll call it. And before next week's stream, I will do all the heat inserts, so that way it'll speed up this whole process, and we'll basically just slap the 3 together for the front, 3 to the back, put them on, and then do the faceplates. And then let's see what's next after that. X and Z axis, we'll definitely do that next week. That's a long process. X carriage. I think the dream for next week, man, that's quite a lot. No, I think we can do it. Okay, the dream for next week is to get skirts done, XZ, nope, yes, XZ, and the X carriage completed. That way the following week, we've got the actual tool head. Tool head should be, I don't anticipate the tool head being as bad as the mini afterburner, just because it's bigger. And then electronics. So tool head and electronics, I would think we would start that day and hopefully finish, maybe even get it to home, and then work on, yeah, work on wiring. So I'm thinking 1, 2, 3, probably 4 more streams. I would say 3 more build streams at least. Next Wednesday, following Wednesday. And then I want to do 1 stream after it's all said and done where we just hang out and just print and talk and like kind of, oh, last piece doesn't look correct. That's not correct. It's easier if you put the cable chain on first. You need the 2-hole piece. Detects the motor, can't move further. 2-hole piece. All right, 1 second. Let's at least make sure that before we sign off for the day that we've got. Oh, that. Wait, no, it is a 2-hole piece, right? Yeah, it is a 2-hole piece. Okay, so that's done. That's fine. So the LDO one looks like that, which that's definitely the piece I just grabbed. The IGUS pattern one that has 3. And we put the... Yeah, what does... Last piece look correct? Why... What seems off about it? Is it the direction? It looks, I mean, I only see the 3-hole version. But that looks to be the direction that it is. Does it need to flip the other way? I wouldn't think so. Yeah, I'm not seeing what I'm missing. Let me know if there's something that I'm not seeing. It should line up with the bed. Does it need to then just, you're saying flip the other direction, possibly? Oh. No, I see what you're saying. I do see what you're saying. It's like, okay. No, I do see what you're saying. Basically, this little like chamfer needs to match up with the chamfer of the bed. I see that now. So did I grab the wrong part altogether, or is it, what the hell's the screwdriver? There it is. Or is it just orientation? Let's see. No, so is there an inverted, is there a, it should line up with the bed. Oh, the wide chain, congratulations. Yeah, it looks, so there's no way for it to go that way, and if it goes that way, it's off. So either the part is altogether just wrong, or that's the only thing I can think of. Where are the printed parts? There they are. Okay, so here's a 3-er, which is definitely not right. That's for the other chain type. What else? I don't think I have any other pieces. Yeah, I don't see any other pieces. So either it is correct. That part looks different than the one I used. Huh. Let me, 1 second here. So if I go, Erin woke up. She said, looking great, babe. I think you have a different revision of the part than the manual. Yeah, I think I do too, because in the manual, I said this earlier about the part, where's the other part? This part, the part I installed looks completely different than the one in the manual. I think it's correct. I think the way I had installed it is correct, and that it just possibly doesn't fully align with the bed like that anymore. Cause like, let me see. GitHub Voron. gantry, y-axis. So we need IGUS and we need the bed mount. Whoa, that is different than what I have. That is really different than what I have. Yeah, mine has a third hole and it's not shaped that way. So this is from, is this older though? Like, could this be an older part? Because I downloaded from some Voron, let me see here. Let me just confirm that I didn't do something weird. Printers, Switchwire, STLs. Okay, so this was from August 28th, and that other one, was the other one newer or older? August 28th, December 18th. So the manual I'm using is older, or the parts I'm using are older. Interesting. I think I'm gonna roll with what I have, just because that's what I've printed for everything, is based off of what you get from clicking on the STLs and going here. And I will let it stick out of it, but I definitely see like why it looked incorrect or showed incorrect. It's definitely a different, let me see. STL. Gantry, y-axis. It's an accent part, and it's going to be IGUS bed mounts. Yeah, that is the one that I have. How freaking bizarre. Interesting. It's really interesting that. Yeah, I just went with what this linked me to, but it definitely appears that they update parts here much more often. It can be confusing, so the documentation could use some cleanup. Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna install it again just so that way it's V 1.0 parts versus 1.1 manual. Is it, does it say 1.1? Version, oh, this was made a year after. Is there actually a Voron Switchwire 1.1 though, or I just wonder like how many other parts are gonna be like that? It's really the only part that I've seen that look different. Or like these belt parts particularly. And also, I'm just curious, like, you know, since I downloaded them from here, is there a newer version released? Yeah, I got to, I'll look into that a little bit later on. I am going to just install this part though, because again, I anticipate it is going to be fine. But again, I understand now the call out as to why it seemed off, because it definitely doesn't line up with that groove right there, like that part that you just showed does. All right. Well, it's definitely coming together. Frames done, rails are on. There is one more rail though for the X-axis that we'll have to build. But other than that, like, I think it's looking freaking awesome. We used up just about all the parts that I had out except for the skirt parts, which were like the stretch goal. I would go I would go with that. I would go with that part. It should work. Just check that the cable chain length works best and doesn't bind. Yeah, I am, and I will definitely check the cable length because again, based off the fact that it's sticking out, maybe it needs one less or one more. Yeah, Barticus, for the Switchwire kit, I did two things. So I printed out all those parts from the GitHub, but then I also used this as like the secondary guide. So the part for the, I think this is the part you're talking about, right? Y belt anchor, yeah. So this part I did print out, which is the one that we just installed, at least it should be. Inappropriate 420. You rock. Thanks, Inappropriate. Thank you for the 420 tip. But yeah, I did print out all those parts, Barticus, and definitely would recommend as well. The thing I maybe shouldn't have done was print out all of the parts from the GitHub because some of the parts won't be needed and it could be a little bit confusing, which is kind of why I'm pulling the printed parts out before the stream, so that way I don't have to think, you know, comparing parts, is it this one or that one? So, but yeah, we'll leave these as is, but that definitely explains why both of the belt printed parts look different. The parts I printed out in the guide, they apparently were updated after release. Yeah, I appreciate it because on the 0.1 build, I didn't know that LDO had a secondary guide on the wiring, and so I was placing all the electronics based off of how I did it on the original 0.1, which is that one, and I had to move everything around because they use the wire terminals or the wire, oh god, wire loom, I think is what it's called. And you have to like kind of organize things a specific way for that. So once we get to the electrical or the wiring sides of things, they've got a really detailed guide of their own. So I'm probably going to deviate from the standard guide to do that one. So anyways, I am ready for some food and to kick back for a little bit. Thank you everyone that came and hung out today. Today was an awesome stream. One, we got a lot done. Chat was really active. There was a lot of new faces and faces I haven't seen in a while, which is always a lot of fun. And again, huge thank you to DC and G Funny for helping with the giveaway, making it happen, and yeah, allowing us to orchestrate it. So until next Wednesday, hope everybody has a wonderful week, and I will post, I'll post the event for next week in the next couple of days here, so that way anyone that wants to can schedule or set a notification so that way they don't miss it. Yeah, I think that's about it. Today was a super successful day, and I hope to see you guys next week. Have a wonderful Wednesday, and yeah, I'll talk to you guys soon.